It's to Sheets in the air, deep to right field. He has done it again. Gavin Sheets, the hottest bat on planet Earth. A 2-run home run. And the Padres have added on. It's 4-0 in the sixth.
3-0 is sizzling right now.
Sizzling to the point of being named the National League's Player of the Week. Welcome you into what figures to be a hot time in the old studio today. Gwynn Chris getting rolling here on a Monday on 97.3 The Fan. Chris Ello, Matt Scraby together in the Odyssey Palace studios here, run by our friends at Bill Howe, where we know how. Tony Gwynn Jr. is down at Petco Park, where he and the Padres hope they know how to beat the Dodgers. It feels a little like baseball's version of Christmas morning. I mean, we've been waiting 47 games to finally play the hated rivals to the north, and here it is, game one of the season series. And Tony Gwynn Jr. comes at a pretty fun time. A, the Padres are playing well. B, the two teams are separated by only a half game in the standings, so first place is on the line.
Something has to give.
Something, that's right.
One of those cliche sayings there.
You know what's going to give, too, Tony, is it going to be us, because if the Padres win tonight, all day tomorrow, we're going to be planning a parade. And if we lose tonight, you know, the season will be going down the tubes. The overreactions are going to be ridiculous.
Yes, no, I choose not to participate in those emotions in May. And so I will leave that to everyone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. There will be we will be ready to get ring sizes if the Padres somehow, you know, win 2 or 3. If they lose 2 or 3, the sky will most certainly be falling to the ground. So,
yeah,
you know, it's just going to be how it goes. But either way, it should be a very fun 3 games. I think the Padres are probably in the best place they could be coming into this series, given the way they played the last 3 games. I'm not even going to get into the other games before that, because what was impressive about the last 3 was that it came against as good a pitching as you're going to run into in the American League, and they answered the call.
Yeah,
all
they
3
did.
games.
Yeah, they did, especially the last 2 games. I mean, Logan Gilbert and George Kirby are 2 of the top right-handers in baseball, at least in the, like you said, the American League. And Padres were able to, what did they score? 15 runs the last 2 games. But a lot of it was courtesy of the guy we just talked about, Gavin Sheets. And I don't think we can go too far, you know, just extolling his virtues right now. I was glad to see, you know, he gets the honor. The National League did name him the Player of the Week today. I guess they would, Tony, when he has a .625 batting average, a .1438 slug, and oh, by the way, how about a 2177 OPS? That's you know, you don't hear of that. Even over a 7-day span, he had 4 home runs last week, and it seemed like, you know, every single one of them was almost bigger than the last one. You know, I mean, the game he wins in Milwaukee. Yesterday is 2 home runs, you know, by and, you know, in large, win that game. Hit another big home run over the weekend. You said it on the broadcast, 3-0 is locked in. And I don't want to say it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, but it couldn't happen to a lot nicer guy, because he's been right there, you know, from the moment he came to San Diego. You know, I think he's been just a real good fit here. And now he's beyond just a contributor. He's kind of carrying the load right now.
Yeah, I mean, 3 for 3 in yesterday's ball game, in which George Kirby started.
Right.
He goes 1 for 2 with a homer in a start. Logan Gilbert was the guy leading the way. Emerson Hancock, who, you know, basically shoved it down our throat for the start here against the Padres before we came back against their bullpen. He goes 2 for 3 in a start there. And, you know, really where the Padres didn't necessarily play all that great in Milwaukee, Kyle Harrison, he was one of the guys who had a knock that day. He was 1 for 3 in that game. And we can go down the list. Mizorowski, who nobody virtually touched except for Gavin. He had the single off of him and then went deep to win that game later on. And so, you know, he has been dialed in, not just on the at bats where he's getting hits, but just if you just watch his at bats, he's not chasing anything. He's putting himself in these counts where they got to kind of throw it in that box. And unlike I feel like some of the big hitters in our lineup that are struggling a little bit, when he gets his pitch, he is not missing it.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to talk about those struggling hitters as well. It's kind of hard to ignore, the elephant in the room, but right now I'm just going to feel good about what we're seeing. And, Gavin Sheets is only the tip of the iceberg. We're going to talk more about Gavin later in the Big Five. And, from day one, when we met this guy in spring training last year and we didn't know he was going to make the team, to all of a sudden, being just the center of everything right now. But he's not alone. I didn't even need to watch the game on Saturday to know that Nick Castellanos hit a big home run, because the minute that ball left the ballpark, Tony, my phone list went beep, 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 bleep, bleep, bleep.
I usually have your back on this stuff,
huh?
but you went heavy in the paint way too early.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and I'm admitting it. And look, it takes somebody to know when they're wrong. The reason for
Can
me,
you
though,
please say the words, though?
What, that I was wrong?
Say, I, Chris Ello, was wrong.
Shut up. I'm not going to say all of that.
I just want clean audio. I just want clean audio.
Well, I'll say that I was wrong. I mean, look, it could go, you could go in a slump too. And then I don't want to be, on the other side of that. I'm just saying, I didn't think it was a great signing. It looked like I was going to be right, but right now I'm wrong. And I recognize when I'm wrong, because I'm wrong often, Tony. So this isn't anything new for me, but the thing with Castellanos is without question, and the numbers back it up. He doesn't really do hardly anything when he comes up with the bases empty. But when he's coming up there with an opportunity to do damage, he is doing it almost every single time. And that's a credit to him, because he started out, you talked about it. He started out, kind of scuffling, trying to, even accept his role, going from being, a guy who was a, cleanup type hitter for 12 years in big league baseball to playing, once every 3 or 4 days. But give him a lot of credit, because I think he's and he not only accepted it, but he's starting to take off in this role. So, I'm happy for that. I am, even though I'm wrong. I don't mind.
Yeah, no, Nick has been good in spots where the Padres needed him to be good. Saturday was just another one of those moments. He's had quite a few already for a guy who was in the mix, then out of the mix, and now has worked his way back into the mix again as he started to swing the bat and as he got more comfortable with his role, and some would say as he started to accept his role, he has started to kind of blossom, and he's been amongst kind of it's not even more than a trio. It's 4 or 5 guys who are kind of participating in this kind of in and out. And the one thing that makes it easy for Stam to do it is the ability to move Toddy to second base. It really opens up right field to get Nick into the game in some of those instances. And it really gives them some flexibility from that standpoint. And so I just think they're in a good spot going into the series. But listen, this is one of those series where it could be 3 tight games and they can go one way. It could be 3 tight games and it can go our way. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to talk plenty about it. Obviously, the Dodgers and the Padres. I mean, to me, this should be happening a lot more often. But I'm not going to spilt over what's not here tonight. It's actually happening, so let's enjoy it. But I also don't want to get past the weekend without talking about Miguel Andujar and Ty France, who, along with Castellanos, were basically the under the radar signings of AJ Preller. I haven't heard from any AJ Preller haters for a while now. Like, all you out there, you talk about me having to be quiet about Nick Castellanos. Anybody that doesn't care for AJ Preller, you got nothing to say at the moment, because all of these guys he's brought in are just winning games for you. And, look, they gave Castellanos a day off yesterday, so Ty France comes in and gets 3 RBIs, and Andujar's been the best hitter consistently all year. So, man, every one of these guys, we've spent a lot of time, and we'll touch on it again, the struggles of the big three, et cetera. But maybe we're not spending enough time talking about the exploits of the rest of these guys, Tony, because they deserve all the credit they're getting, or more of it.
Well, maybe we aren't on our show. Maybe we need to do
right.
Because I know if you tune into to Jesse and Tony during the game, we certainly are singing the praises of those four guys. Really, I mean, Andujar, Gav, Ty, Nick Castellanos, because they've really been the ones that have kind of carried the load. I mean, that was Campy as well before he got hurt. I mean, it's been a lot of the others, as Shaquille O'Neal would say. But it also speaks to what you were just talking about. AJ has given this roster some depth, not only from a position player standpoint, but just think of the injuries they've had on the pitching side, and they've been able to weather it because there's been seemingly one after another pitcher that the Padres had down under or getting healthy that has popped up and been able to give the Padres some innings.
Yeah, I think AJ signed this guy Giolito too, and all he did was come out there and 5 innings, 1 hit yesterday.
If there's someone's going to be wrong about something, it's probably me telling everyone to temper expectations for Lucas Giolito because he looked pretty good yesterday.
No, bro, listen, don't do that because here's why. We know that Griffin Cannon also looked good his first time out.
Okay.
Eventually, one of those clunkers does end up happening when you're coming off of not. But it might be different for him because he pitched last year. It wasn't, he didn't miss significant time.
Padres sweep the Mariners for the second time this year. Go figure. Once all we had to do was say that the stupid Vetter Cup is stupid, and now we can win it without any problem.
Peacock went into a whole thing about the Vetter Cup.
Yeah, when the Vetter Cup.
What's funny? What's funny is that I'm doing a game and we're getting the Peacock feed.
Oh, you see Jake Peavy playing a guitar and you're like, what?
As we were playing.
I saw that too.
And then Peavy had the guiar in his hand. I was like, I guess they didn't get the memo.
The worst part about it was they kept showing who was in the dugout yesterday reporting Anthony Rizzo. They kept showing Anthony Rizzo as a Cub with Eddie Vedder in Cubs gear. It's like it's right there in front of us.
The picture of Rizzo and Eddie Vedder. Yeah.
It's like it's right there.
Right.
That's why they're not rivals.
Well, they still have to make room somewhere in the office for the Cup because it's got to be sent back. From
it's
Seattle.
Coming our way now.
It's coming our way, man. 6 straight over Seattle. And now the Dodgers, and we're excited to have them here. We're excited to have you here with Matt Snyder, CBS Sports, among our guests and everything going on today. Gwynn and Chris, this is a good day. We also I want to tell you, I haven't told you yet, before I go to the first break, though, we have 2 tickets we are going to give away to Wednesday's Dodger-Padre game. So of all days, don't go anywhere. You'll have a chance to win those coming up on 97.3 The Fan.
In Claremont, traffic on Balboa
Stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low. Oh, you idiot. I tried. Typical tandem student right there.
I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy.
Fun, huh?
You need help with anything?
On the clock, Tony Gwynn Jr., Castello, Matthew Scravy. Padres-Dodgers begin a 3-game set here at Petco Park. First time the two teams will lock horns. Padres a half game behind the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The Padres 10 games over 500 for the first time this year had they been there. I haven't looked, but I know they're at a pretty high water mark with the sweep of the Mariners. Yeah. And look, everybody keeps pointing this out, so it's hard to ignore it because it's, like I said, a bit of the elephant in the room. The Dodgers are plus 94 on run differential, and the Padres are plus 7. And so the experts look at that or whatever, and they say, well, the Dodgers are just way better than the Padres. Look at the run differential. And, I just don't know. Maybe we don't need to look at the run differential. It really doesn't matter in the end. What matters is wins and losses. And Padres have, lost some big number games. Dodgers, when they win, a lot of times, like this weekend, they beat the Halos, I think 15 to something and 14 to something. But, ultimately comes down to winning the game. And, that's what Manny keeps going to right now, Tony. He's scuffling. He knows it, but he's keeping the positive attitude, which is, hey, well, I'm out there to win the game every day, and we're winning the game. And I think Fernando, I don't know what we almost, maybe all of us are at our wits end. We talked about it Friday, and we just got to, hopefully tonight it clicks, because it would be great to click against the Dodgers, the long ball, etc. But I look at Fernando's attitude out on the field, Tony, and I don't see a guy that's slumping as bad as, that hasn't had a home run all year. I see a guy that's playing his butt off and playing with a lot of, spirit and cheering his teammates on and being that kind of a player. And I don't think Jackson Merrill is letting up anything, even though he's not hitting the way he'd like. It goes in streaks like that. But, the experts say we can't win without those guys. I don't know. The experts have been wrong to this point. I mean, let's be honest.
I think, first of all, we've never used run differential to determine much of anything. It was just a plus and a minus sign next to some wins and losses.
Yeah, right.
Secondly, I think, in terms of course, you're going to need those guys to be themselves. You just are. Manny had some good swings there yesterday. Maybe that's something to come. This is one of those things we can be at our wits' end all we want. At the end of the day, when he gets right, he'll get right, and you just hope that it'll happen sooner rather than later. It's just what it is. I mean, I think the offense has done a nice job of picking up the pieces or just doing whatever it took to win. Manny and Toddy and Jackson aren't always coming up in those big moments, and so maybe that's a good thing that they weren't coming up in those big big moments right now, because the other guys certainly have been able to come through, and that's why the Padres sit 10 games over 500.
They've been delivering, and it was interesting because as soon as I said that, Scrappy can back me up, but I looked up at the screen and the MLB Network had the 3 batting average statistics for Manny, Merrill, and Tatis. It was just right on the screen
There's 2 things you're going to get
said it. So
from a national
from the national perspective, they're going to keep
those
keep
3 guys, and Fernando has not hit a home run yet.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, Fernando's thing
that's going to keep being talked about until it's not going
to go away. Yeah, it's not going to go away. I mean, I did a tweet today just because I'm amazed by it. It's not. Maybe some people think I'm being critical. I'm trying not to be. But he's up to 210 plate appearances. That is astonishing. If you go back, this season and then the playoffs against the Cubs and then the very end of the year last year, 210 plate appearances. And I wanted to try and find some perspective on how remarkable that is. So I went through all of baseball this year and I looked at all the plate appearances. And then there's been, I believe, 1,416 home runs hit this year. And if you look at it by plate appearance, it's about 1 for every 37 times up in across baseball. That's every player. So just again, we've said this, but just by happenstance, a home run should be hit under those circumstances. It's crazy that it hasn't, but the good news is it hasn't cost this team. That's the good news. We're right there. So hopefully tonight, man. It's the Dodgers. He's had some pretty good days against the Dodgers over the years, has he not?
At Dodger Stadium,
Dodger Stadium.
I think he's had some moments where it's been good. I don't know that it's been great the last however many times these two teams have played against one another.
Took Walker Buehler deep in that playoff game.
Yeah.
I'm sure Walker remembers that.
Do you think, Tony, let me ask you a side question. Do guys ever, when they play with a guy that they hit a big home run off of, do they give him crap?
Needle him?
I mean, it'll come up every once in a while when they're kind of needling one another.
I figured it did.
It's there. I think there's a reluctancy to go there until you know a guy well enough, right? I mean, maybe once you get to know him a little bit, you can kind of feel him out if that's the type of humor that they get down with. Some pitchers they don't get down like that. Like
Walker doesn't seem like the type that would be thrilled to have it brought up.
I don't know.
You think?
I think he would be good. I think he would be good. Maybe not the Walker of
5 years ago,
where he was a little more fiery. I think he would be able to find humor in it now. For sure.
By the way, Fernando's lifetime numbers against the Dodgers, 251 batting average, but 19 home runs against the Dodgers. He's hit 23 against Arizona. Dodgers are second most. So look, we can, tonight would be a great night to break out. And, but yeah, Manny, he came up. Look, all three guys got one hit this weekend. And if you said going into the weekend, if each guy, Tatis, Manny, and Merrill go 1 for, you'd say, well, we're not. Yeah, right. You're gonna say we're not gonna win all three of those games. Heck yeah, we won all three of those games.
It was nice of the Padres to score some runs in front of some national audiences, because we all have seen the 1-0, 2-0 games, and that would happen Friday. But they really opened up this weekend, and I'm hoping it continues. Because Yamamoto's gettable. He is gettable. He has been gettable a little bit this year.
Yamamoto and King tonight. Tomorrow it'll be Sheehan against Griffin Canning, who will be looking for the bounce back game. And Wednesday, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see Ohtani pitch. Probably not as fun to face him, but I don't have to do that. I can watch. And we get Vasky going on Wednesday. So it's 3 pretty good matchups. And, starts tonight. I'm still looking for lineups for tonight's game. I haven't seen those yet.
Yamamoto 3-3 with a 3.60 ERA, 48 Ks. So his ERA is a little bit high, I think, for his caliber of pitcher.
Yeah, Michael King's got more strikeouts than he does. He 50.
Also gave up 3 home runs last week to the Giants when the Giants won on, I think it was Monday. So
that means with that and $1.25 will get you a cup of coffee, I think.
It was Tuesday. Yeah. He gave up 3 home runs.
That and $4 will get you a Starbucks coffee.
No, you need another $1.
More?
Yeah,
more than $4 now?
Like $6.
That stuff is a little expensive there,
sir. I have a hack now. It's get the Doppio instead of the Americano, and it's a lot cheaper. A Doppio is just the actual shot of espresso, not anything else in it. So it's a little bit cheaper. It's like $3.50.
$3.50,
man. Dodgers did have a reliever, Jack Dreyer, go on the injured list today, if that matters. He'll be out, and Dodgers also optioned a left-hander. Charlie Barnes went down to AAA. They've called they acquired Eric Lauer. Did you see that? The Dodgers?
No,
I didn't see that.
I did not see that.
Lauer's
they traded him for some cash. Eric Lauer, if I recall, he was the Dodger killer when he was a Padre. He shut them down many times, if I remember correctly. But he's joining the Dodgers. I would imagine. Look, the day that Snell was scratched, they did a bullpen day. I mean, they're really scuffling in the pitching department with all those injuries. So I wouldn't be shocked if Eric Lauer doesn't start a game or two here coming up. But they picked him up, so something to keep an eye on this evening.
All right, let's step away. When we come back, do we have Matt Snyder coming on?
We sure do.
Let's get the break so we can get Matt on, talk a little Padres baseball. What does he think of the Big Three struggle? More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Gwynn and Chris on the
Little Monday Night Baseball. Pretty exciting to have the Dodgers in town. Padres-Dodgers, first of a 3-game series. You'll hear it right here on 97.3 The Fan. Jesse and Tony have the call a little after 6:30, and Sam Levitt will get you pre-gamed at 5:30. Until then, it's Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco Park, of course. Scraby alongside here. And Matt Snyder from CBS Sports has got a bunch of baseball stuff, of course, up on that website. If you want to get tuned into baseball, make sure that you got CBS Sports baseball page bookmarked there.
I do actually go there. They have some good writers. They have Matt. They have RJ Anderson. They have a couple other guys.
Yeah, Matt's great, and we're looking forward to having him on here in a few moments. Couple of quick thoughts. Tony, I'm sure you did not watch the end of the PGA Championships yesterday.
I did not.
Yeah, you didn't miss much. Scraby, give me the name of the winner.
Aaron Rye.
Yeah, an Englishman.
Yes.
First Englishman to win this tournament in over 100 years.
Really?
Yeah, it was 1919.
Wow.
I remember the guy who won. I went out to dinner after.
You guys hung out?
I took him out after he won it.
Did he pay because he just won the PGA Championship?
Yes, but it was my horse and buggy that carried us over to the dinner. So, whoever that was,
he bought and you flew.
Yeah, right. Aaron Rye
Horse and buggy.
Yeah, but he won it pretty comfortably. I think it was in it by 3-4 shots in the end.
Yeah,
and he made an incredible putt on 17 to wrap it up. It was about 100-footer. It had to be close to 100 feet. It was all the way across this huge green.
And he buried it?
Oh, yeah. Just right in the middle. And
it was one of those things where you're like, okay, he was meant to win this thing.
Like this could have been
this
was a 3-putt waiting to happen. Instead, it was a 1-putt. But I wasn't necessarily rooting for him to win. But being as the big names that were chasing him were John Rahm and Rory McIlroy, I was just assume him win because I didn't really want to see either of those guys. And of course, Scraby, sorry, but your guy Rory got into it with a fan again yesterday. What's he doing?
I wanted to bring this up with
Come
you
on,
later,
Rory.
but
We're bringing it up for a minute now. I mean, stop doing that. Just you defend him.
Here's what he gets a lot of crazy things yelled at him during the Ryder Cup, and he said that's fine.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
That he gets stuff yelled at him?
Yeah, why do you think?
Listen to Tony here. Listen to
what
Uncle
is
Tony
it about?
here.
I don't know because I like him and I'm American.
What is it about?
Tony's going to explain it to
Rory? What is it about Rory that he's the only one that gets this, right?
There's a couple other guys, but
tell him
Rory
why,
is
Tony.
the biggest one.
He gets it the worst.
Right.
Why do you think he gets it the worst, Greg?
I think you're going to say because he's a jerk, but I honestly think
nope.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think it's because he's a jerk.
What do you think it is, Chris?
I think it's because he's the one who reacts the most to all of it.
I think that's exactly.
But John Rahm does the same thing.
Yeah, but if you say something to Rory, you're really likely to get a response.
John Rahm is going to throw clubs.
You don't waste your time yelling at other guys because they just don't pay any attention.
They don't engage.
Yeah.
They don't engage.
Here's his main thing. Here's Rory's main thing. I saw this all. I watched him talk about it. He said it's fine to yell things at him, but there's a certain part where it goes over the line.
Okay. By the way, that's wild. It's fine for him to yell things at us. Like it's just
no. I'm not saying Rory. I'm saying it's fine for the fans to yell at him.
But all the reports yesterday was somebody yelled USA, USA. Had nothing to do with the tournament. There wasn't even a United States guy in the tournament.
What did he say? Shut up.
Whatever he did, he engaged, and he wouldn't say what he said. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't engage.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like PCA. PCA over the weekend got into it with a couple fans. Just don't engage, and you're fine.
And Tony's right.
He's gotta know that a camera is on him at all times.
For sure.
I can't defend him really.
PCA is another guy. The fans pick on him and say something to him because they know he may say something back.
And he
did yesterday, and he looks kind of like an idiot. But we'll get more about that from Matt Snyder in a minute. So anyway, the PGA is in the books. Did Rahm finish second? I guess the surprise was that Scheffler faded off there on the final round, but Anyway, that was the big golf yesterday. We got a couple of good playoff games tonight, too, real quick, Tony, to touch on. NBA Game 1, Spurs and Thunder, with SGA winning the MVP award, although I don't think they've officially announced it.
No, it's reported.
We all know that he's going to win it. And there's a good Game 7 in the NHL tonight. Buffalo hosting Montreal. All right, let's get to baseball. Matt Snyder's our guy for sure. And Matt, I see where you were busy extolling the virtues of the Phillies over the weekend, as well you should have, with Don Mattingly taking over there. I just want to make sure you're aware, over here on the West Coast, we got Dodgers Padres tonight. Are you invested?
No, I haven't heard of that. No, of course. Look, there's some good series right now. I mean, you've got Brewers Cubs, Blue Jays Yankees, but yeah, obviously I think Dodgers Padres is the best one right now. I mean, Cubs and Brewers is right there.
Yeah.
Those are both like battles for first place. Still relatively early in the season, but Memorial Day's right around the corner, so we're getting into the nitty-gritty here.
Matt, obviously both teams coming in, they're neck and neck. Padres a half game behind the Dodgers. We'll get to the Padres in a sec, but what have you seen from the Dodgers here of late? They seem like they're kind of fighting off some injuries that are starting to pop up on them. Their rotation's a little bit nicked up right now.
Yeah,
they're not necessarily at their strongest right now.
No, I mean, they've won 5 in a row, but part of that's a function of just how awful the Angels are. I mean, 31-3 in a 3-game sweep. That's ridiculous. Before this 5-game winning streak, they had been relatively bad for a little bit. I mean, you had that 15-4 start, but to get to 24-18, so they were 9-14 before this 5-game winning streak here. So it's not like they're invincible, as you guys know. Shohei Ohtani was kind of going through it. It looks like he's kind of back on track, but again, is that just because he faced the Angels? Offensively, they have not been overly amazing. And as you said, the rotation's kind of going through it as well. But, man, there's still just so much talent. So seeing the 5-game winning streak, not too surprising.
Matt Snyder, CBS, our guy on baseball. We appreciate him always joining us, spending some time talking about offense. The Padres had a lot of it from Gavin Sheets. He won the Player of the Week award. But obviously the people around here are still, concerned about, the Padres are dead last in batting average. They're 28th in OPS. Obviously, we've said it so many times, but it's impossible to ignore that, Machado and Tatis and Merrill have all been way less than we're used to. So what's your take on all that? We seem to think that those guys are going to heat up eventually.
Yeah.
And most people seem to think that the Padres still need them to do that.
Yes. Well, I mean, surely they do need them. I mean, I kind of look at it as good news, and hopefully this makes sense, because if you would have said heading into the year on May 18th, we don't need to read all the numbers, but just looking at Machado, Merrill, and Tatis, especially with the 0 home runs on Tatis, which I assume you've covered many, many times, you would have thought 28-18, get out of here. You would have thought you'd be 18-28, right? With those 3 guys being so bad. So that's where I look at it as good news, because they've banked 28 out of 46 games as wins so far, and surely those 3 guys are going to start hitting. And it's natural to think that. I mean, it's just, as an example, you look at the Guardians and you look how bad Steven Kwan's been, and Jose Ramirez should be better, and Kyle Manzardo should be better. It's, again, you kind of view that as good news, because the expectation is, based on the personal history of all of these guys, they're going to start hitting. So naturally, you would think the ball club would improve when they start hitting, and improving from 28-18. Hey, that's great news.
Matt Snyder joins us here, CBS Sports. And Matt, one of the things that I'm kind of looking at outside of these 2 teams is kind of what's going on with the Giants over there. They are in the middle of an experiment that I think many eyeballs are on, in terms of Tony Vitello and if that situation is going to work. I mean, what have been your thoughts just kind of watching from afar there with what's going on in San Francisco?
Well, they actually have been playing a little bit better of late.
Yeah.
they've won like 5 out of 8 or something like that, which isn't amazing or anything, but it's better. I wonder about guys like Rafael Devers and Willie Adames and Matt Chapman struggling, and I can't help but think, I don't know, he comes in and he treats everybody like college kids. Mentally, that's got to be kind of a turnoff as a player. So I just have to wonder if there were some ruffled feathers early in the season and it has had some kind of effect. I don't know. There's no way to prove that or anything. We don't have like a to compare, for example. But I can't imagine that it didn't, like he said, heading into the year, he gave him a fire and brimstone speech. Well, then they looked lifeless and dead against the Yankees and got swept. Then he brought up that he got thrown out of the game because he was still angry about some things that happened in college. What are you doing? Why are you talking about college, man? I have to imagine that there's been some residual effects there. But it's also like not that great of a mix. Team wise, and Logan Webb having an ERA over 5 and getting hurt, that obviously is going to affect the rest of the rotation. They've had some bullpen meltdowns, and you have these, like I said, you can point to some Devers, but mostly Adames and Chapman, who are vastly underperforming where they should be. So it's a combination of a lot of factors.
Matt Snyder's with us, and if you want to, Matt wrote a really good story on the Giants and the whole thing on CBS Sports, so you can check that out for some more in-depth on Vitello and company. Back to the Dodgers and their starting rotation. They picked up Eric Lauer today from Toronto. Now, he's a guy that when he pitched for the Padres used to pretty much own the Dodgers of all people, Matt. I mean, you can probably go back and see some of those stats, but with Glass now out, Snell getting hurt again and about to have surgery, we can talk about this is not great news. How much more depth do they have or do they need? I mean, look, Ohtani's done his thing. Sasaki finally pitched a good game yesterday, but as you would say, it was against the Angels. They don't have a lot. Yamamoto's going tonight. Wrobleski has almost been the most consistent of all of them.
Yeah.
So take me through their rotation and how they kind of navigate this for a while.
Yeah, we can put Yamamoto aside. He's great. He's going to continue to be great. The rest, there's questions all over the place. Like Sheehan, 4.54 ERA. He's been very inconsistent. There's good stuff there, but inconsistent. Wrobleski, I can't imagine he's going to continue to pitch like this. Surely not. And then Roki is just so inconsistent, and he's going to hurt you with walks eventually. Then you go to Eric Lauer. Probably not going to be great or anything. And on Ohtani, he's up to 44 innings already. I know that they've said they kind of want to keep him in the rotation all season, and they even talked about he wants to win a Cy Young. Well, you have to pitch a lot of innings to win a Cy Young, but 47 innings last season coming off Tommy John surgery, 20 and a third in the playoffs. So, 67 and a third innings last year. Man, I don't know. Are they really going to go over 100 more than last year? It seems like at some point they might want to take him out of the rotation for a month or so. And they can't afford to do that just yet until they get Glass now or Snell or both back. So it's worth, I would say if you're a Dodgers fan right now, you're concerned.
No doubt about it. Let me ask you about the Phillies. They fired their manager pretty early in the year. And they're 10 games below. Don Mattingly has gotten his team over 500. What do you make of the Phils right now?
It's interesting because if you look at the schedule, when they went through all that losing, they just played the Cubs and Braves for 2 weeks. It went Cubs, Braves, Cubs, Braves. So that they just got beat up by first-place teams there, and then they have a day off, and then the schedule says Giants, Marlins. Okay, so let's fire the manager and get a little mental shift in here. But then they just have been beating up on a lot of weak teams like the Rockies, the Red Sox. The Pirates aren't necessarily a weak team, and they knocked Paul Skeens around the yard yesterday, winning that game 6-0. Getting Zach Wheeler back in the rotation instead of Taijuan Walker makes a difference. Getting Christopher Sanchez back to looking like an ace makes a big difference. Getting Duran back off the IL to settle in the back of the bullpen. All those things matter, but a lot of this was schedule driven. So it's not like, they hated Rob Thompson. They couldn't win with him. They got to the World Series with him. They won 96 games last year with them. I think that it was astute of the front office when they made the change just to make things up. You have a day off. You've got a week upcoming schedule. Hey, it's a good time to make it look like we changed managers at the perfect time. And hey, if they do believe it, I always like to go back to the Crash Davis quote in Bull Durham where he says, like, if you think that's why you're winning, then you are. Maybe they think that they made the change and that's why they're winning. If it's a mental boost, it's a mental boost.
Can you get Don Mattingly in the Hall of Fame for us, Matt? I mean, Tony will tell you how great of a guy he is. He played for him, but
yeah.
How is he? What do they hold against Don Mattingly? Was it because the Yankees weren't a great team when he was there? Because his stats are insane. I don't even get it.
I think that his back issues ruining the second part of his career prevented him from racking up the counting stats. Like, if you think about a first baseman, 222 home runs, that's not that much. 1,099 RBIs, that's not that much.
Okay.
It was over 2,000 hits, but barely over. He's over 1,000 runs, but it's 1,007. Like, the counting stats, he just didn't get the opportunity late in his career to compile those counting stats like a lot of guys do, and it's the back injury that ruined him. But I always say there's room in the Hall of Fame for all different kinds of players, and if you talk about him as a peak performer, that window from 1984 to 1989, he was legitimately one of the very best players in baseball.
I think he should be there. Matt, we appreciate the time. As always, enjoy the series, enjoy everything else here in mid-May. It's pretty fun to be fighting for first place. I know we're having fun with it, and we look forward to catching up with you soon. And until we meet again, we'll keep reading you up on CBS Sports. Thanks, sir.
All right, take care.
Matt Snyder from CBS Sports. He has an article today on the most disappointing teams in baseball. And as he writes in the article, it's too lengthy. Like, there's too many really disappointing teams in baseball.
Other than the Philly question, I could have asked him about only the 4 teams above 500 in the American League now, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy things, and I mean, you look at the Tigers are way down. The Blue Jays were in the World Series; they're down. The Mariners, the Padres put them down.
Yeah, they did.
So there we go. That's what I've been waiting for.
We got lineups.
We got lineups. Tonight of all nights, it seems a little like it matters more. So what are we doing?
Leading off for the San Diego Padres, playing second base, Fernando Tatis Jr. Miguel Andujar hitting second, DHing. Gavin Sheets hitting third at first base. Manny Machado cleaning up at third. Xander Bogaerts hitting fifth at the shortstop position. Jackson Merrill hitting sixth in center field. Nick Castellanos batting seventh in right field. Ramon Laureano left field batting eighth. And Rodolfo Duran is going to be catching for Michael King. Congratulations to him, by the way, for getting his first career major league hit. Also, home run at the same time.
Should have been his
first career major league hitter.
What was that?
He was doing you.
That was
I was excited for the guy. I mean, you can't start a career any better than getting your first major league hit as a home run. Come on. That's like what you dream about.
It's cold out here right now, and
I don't know where this is coming from.
It's raining out here right now.
Wow, it's raining really hard. This is being cool here on the Entercom Empire. So if you're sitting out there,
what
are you saying? I got like a little sports yuck voice going on? Is that what you're saying?
A little bit of the yuck thing happening.
Congratulations to Rodolfo Duran for his first home run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, Chet.
Chet. That is a Chet.
Yeah. Well, if you're wondering also, Ty France is the guy, kind of the odd man out tonight, but I think this is a lineup you got to go with. And you look at what Stammen has been able to do, and mixing and matching and getting everybody playing time and keeping everybody part of this thing. The other thing that he does is he's not scared to move the guys around. I mean, we had we had Merrill, Fernando, Manny for a while, and that wasn't working. So now he's separated all them. I just like Stammen. We had the right thing.
We had Luis Arraez in the second spot all season long last year.
Got to the playoffs, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. Well, so it wasn't all that horrible.
Tony says, don't forget.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a disaster. Dodgers, Padres. Daily Gambit in hour number 2. Much, much more ahead about the big matchup tonight.
Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh, yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991.
First major league hit for Rodolfo Duran, and it's a 2-run homer into the Padre bullpen in Seattle.
That was money, and the Padres would go on to win that game. Rodolfo gave another one a ride, but he was robbed by Julio Rodriguez. This time Julio didn't pretend like he didn't have the ball. He just laid there for a second.
I thought he was injured.
I didn't know if he had it or not.
as if the wall knocked him out or something.
Well,
he definitely was putting some hot sauce on that whole nice catch thing.
I think they should be ordered to react when they catch the ball.
Ordered to react?
Have some sort of reaction. Yeah, but because I don't know. I honestly thought Duran had the 2 home runs. I thought Rodriguez missed it. I didn't know he caught it. Come on. What do I know? He looked disappointed. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to know right then and there.
So how do you suggest they order these players to I think the word order is funny about this.
Right. You catch it, you get the hell up, and you pump your fist at least once, and then you run off the field. Let's go.
What if he's hurting?
Whatever. If he was hurt, I'd give it to him, but he wasn't hurt. He was lying there trying to get as much adulation as possible.
I order you to make sure we have the result of the play before you celebrate.
Hold the ball up, then lay there.
Okay.
Hold the ball up. You show the ball.
Yeah.
And then you can go.
And then those guys with the stretcher go, hop, 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 and they get you.
Well, he said it, then you can go, yeah. What is that?
He threw his hands up in the air, with the ball. Yeah, I got the ball. Now I'm dead.
We should talk about the pitching over the weekend in the bullpen a little, Tony. I mean, these guys, especially yesterday, they're going to get.
Quick, are we going pitching route? Or are we not? Are we doing?
We'll do some gambit after your exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that would
pitching
be
first. Then.
Yeah, I want to do pitching because I want to get your thoughts, but I really think that, like Bradley Rodriguez and Yuki Matsui. People aren't going to mention them tonight, right? If the Padres win tonight, no one's going to bring either of them up. But their teammates are going to know, and their coaches are going to know that if they win tonight, win tomorrow, that the job those two guys did yesterday, finishing that game, is given everybody the rest and the ability for Stammen to use all of his main guys tonight. This is the way a team is supposed to work, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody chips in even when you don't notice it totally.
I mean, that's what the true mark of a team is.
Yeah.
And I think oftentimes we are just concerned about having, Morejon, Estrada, Adam, and Miller. But when you get a game like you did yesterday or last night, however you want to, couch it.
Yeah.
It's imperative that you get those innings that you got from Yuki and Bradley. I mean, they both came in. They both were able to prevent Stan from having to go back to the bullpen to finish the game with any of their guys. Yep. So for Mason, he ended up getting 2 days off because Estrada closed out the night before for him. And so I just think oftentimes we're always thinking about the high leverage innings. Games, and rightfully so, because the Padres have played in so many more of those. But when they get these opportunities and you can buy a day for your main guys at the back end over the course of 162, that makes, nights when Stam has to go to Mason for a 4-out, 5-out save a little bit easier to swallow when you can sneak these type of games in.
Yeah, that was big yesterday because I felt as soon as Giolito left that game, it was 7-0 actually when he exited. But the bases are loaded. There's nobody out. And I'm thinking, how are we going to get through these 4 innings? And if we can we do it without having to bring in, all the big guns? And he would have brought him in if he needed to win the game, but you didn't have to. So now tonight you got Morejon ready. You got Estrada ready. You got Jason Adam ready. And you got Mason Miller ready. And you're pitching Michael King on top of that. So you have to feel pretty good about your chances. But that is how, to me, everybody contributes. Everybody's a part of what you're doing. And, Craig Stammen's, it's a little early to call the guy a master at it, but he has kept everybody's hand in this thing, Tony. And that, I believe that's why these guys
are himself.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, just think.
Yeah.
I said he is a former reliever himself, so there's obviously a feel there. He's had the opportunity to kind of sit up here where we're at and kind of go through these scenarios. And so now, along with Ruben, kind of side by side, he's handled it great. I mean, the night before that, it was Peralta for an inning, Adam for an inning. Jacob struggled in his appearance, but Morejon Estrada kind of finished Saturday off. Yesterday or Friday, you had to go to your big guys, Morejon, Adam Miller. And so they were already kind of toasted. And so they had to yesterday was huge because they've all got to sit down. Matsui, Rodriguez, certainly capable relievers, able to finish it off. And, that's why they have a deep bullpen.
Yeah, and pretty good hitting the ground running by Lucas Giolito, I would say.
To say the least.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, you got a good look at it from there. I mean, on television, I really like the sink on that sinker. I mean, that thing was dropping off the table. He's obviously got, pretty
Change
good
up.
command with
Yeah.
the change. I'm sorry, the change up. But he's got the fastball. He's going to probably get the velo up as he goes. But everybody talks about the velo. Okay, great. You put the velo down the middle of the plate, these big league hitters are going to hit it. He was putting the ball in the corners all day yesterday. He had them reaching. How many guys popped out to third base yesterday? It seemed like a very common out yesterday. And that just tells me you're not having a very good swing. And if you're hitting a lazy pop up to the third baseman. And
yeah, Miguel got some work in at third base.
Got a little work, yeah.
It was just a good performance. I mean, you could tell he was still knocking some rust off. And listen, that rust, as I said, can pop up at any given point in these next couple of starts. He hasn't had a regular build up. He hasn't had a regular spring training. They used those games down in the minor league as his spring training, and it's just different here. And so to see him navigate it yesterday and really throw a heck of a ball game, certainly encouraging for sure.
One thing about the Dodgers that we need to, throw out there is that they have had the Padres number for quite a while. Especially in the regular season. And I went back and I was looking at some of this. They've even had more control over this than I thought. They've won 64% of the games since your 2010 season, Tony. That's a long stretch where they've kind of, been in command of this thing. And they've won the season series 14 of the last 15 years. I'd forgotten that when the Padres won the season series 2 years ago, that broke a 13-year streak like that. So the fact of the matter is we're going to blow it out of proportion, whatever happens this week. But the games between the two teams do take a little more importance because there's so few of them now as compared to the past, when you maybe played 17 or 18 times, right? Like if either team sweeps here, that would be to me, it'd be kind of a big deal because the other team's not going to get a chance to get back for a while.
Yeah, it'll be a big deal for the time being, for sure. I think this series is, I think, much more of a measuring stick than it has like significant importance. Obviously, you get to the end of the year and you got the home field advantage, or you've won the series and you have a better record. Obviously, that's gonna help, but. I look at this for the Padres. This is where you get to see where you're at. You get to kind of measure yourself against, the two-time world champ. That's what still got to remember. I think that kind of slips by. This is a team that has won back-to-back World Series, and so whatever you think it is going to be, it's going to be that. It's probably going to be that much tougher when these guys take the field tonight.
Scraby, do we need to? Oh my God! Stop everything.
I was mesmerized by Aaron Rodgers practicing.
Aaron Rodgers,
in May.
like ESPN is breaking into programming because Aaron Rodgers is running around at Steelers camp. So what?
So what? This is the first time he's been at a camp in May in like just 15 years.
I just want to stop looking at any Aaron Rodgers news. So now I totally forgot my train of thought. But
you're going to say something to me.
I was. Do we need to, with the Padres playing the Dodgers tonight, tell all the people out there to behave yourself. Don't do stupid stuff.
Yes, we do. We
really kind of got to do it. There's going to be people there. They're going to be wearing blue, right? They're going to wear their blue hats, their blue jerseys, their what? Just look over at them and feel sorry for them. But you stop dealing with all of this stuff. And, we're not better. You're not better than them because the Padres win. They're not better than you because the Dodgers win. be a fan tonight, would you please?
When you leave the stadium,
Goodness,
the game has already, been done. It's just baseball. You don't need to fight on the way to the car.
have some fun, enjoy yourself, root like crazy for your team out there. But come on, people.
Don't overdrink. Don't overdrink, people. Don't overdrink.
That's probably a better way of doing it. Yeah.
Don't overserve yourself. You won't find yourself in a senseless fisticuffs down there.
Senseless. That's my new band name, Senseless Fisticuffs.
Not bad. It's not bad.
When I left the game a couple weeks ago, I don't remember. I think it was last Friday. There were 3 people on my walk to my car just throwing up in the streets because they had too much to drink. And again, I'm not judging because I drank a lot in my life and I threw up in the streets, but it's not a great look. And people need to stop doing that. It's also very dangerous to drink that much.
Well, just put up a shot of old drunk Bronco fan from last football season.
Oh yeah, that was classic.
But let's just have you people. Let's be the one. Let's be the state. Let them, if they're going to have issues. Hopefully not. But let's show film and stupid. Clips from Dodger Stadium. Let's be cool here at Petco Park, because it's starting to almost be like you expect something to be amiss tonight with these two teams. And so let's go the other way and, be the night where we say, no, none of that's going to happen. We're going to enjoy the game. So let's see if we can pull it off.
I agree. I'm not hopeful, but
I'm not either.
I certainly agree.
I'm not either. You and Jesse, unfortunately, kind of have a front row ticket to a lot lot sitting up.
Yes.
Top
Dave's
there,
their bouncer, so don't worry.
Dave will
ain't
protect
bouncing
everybody.
Bleep. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't bouncing bleep.
Dave's like, go right in.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to break. Daily Gambit on the other side. I'm going to duck away for a bit, come back for the Big Five. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
From the 855 Get.
Scraby told you earlier, Tatis, Andujar, DH, Sheets, Machado, Bogarts, Merrill, Castellanos, Laureano, Duran, Rodolfo, Duran, catching. Batting
Duran,
ninth for the Padres.
Rodolfo.
Yeah,
Duran.
Dodgers, some guy named Otani, Betts, Freeman, Tucker, Will Smith, Max Muncy, another one of our favorites, Andy Pages. I mean, that is kind of sad how the Dodgers can bat Pages 7th.
That is insane.
How about batting Teoscar Hernandez 8th? And then Hai-Song Kim is their number 9 hitter.
Whatever happened to Tommy Edman?
He's been hurt and probably will be hurt all year.
What happened?
I don't recall exactly, but I have not. Don't know that they're expecting him back anytime soon. Actually,
that's unfortunate.
While you look that up, Scrabe, let's get to some daily gambit. We got some good games tonight.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. No bets from last week, but Tommy Edman, Chris, had a surgically repaired ankle.
Yes.
And he has felt some soreness as soon as 9 days ago. So
yes, surgery after the season last year. Rehab has been really slow. Dave Roberts said late May is like out. So he's beyond that. They're not exactly sure. And I've heard like after the All-Star break, potentially he's on the 60-day IL.
Yeah.
All right. Dodgers Padres. Let's go right to it. 1.5 runs. Dodgers are favored. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised. I mean, they had the Brewers favored over the Padres. Yeah. They had the Cubs favored.
Well, I can almost understand that because, the Cubs are good. Brewers are at home. I can understand that.
But when we were home a couple weeks ago, I forgot who it was. We were underdog every night. And we're underdog again at home with Michael King and Yamamoto, and I'm going with Michael King. I'm going to take the Padres. I get a 1.5, so I might as well do it.
One of the best pitched games I have seen in person was a Michael King, Tyler Glasnow Dodgers tilt a couple years ago. And Michael King got the best of the Dodgers that night. I think he had 11 Ks, so I'm going to go Michael
He's
King.
had some good games against the Dodgers, and I like the fact that the Padres bullpen is loaded for bear. They got everybody ready. 7 runs is the over-under tonight. Not many. Scrappy, got 2 good starters. You got bullpens. You got Petco Park, even though it's May now. It's not as much marine layer. It's still there.
I'm gonna go over.
Still going to go over. Yeah, I say under. I see, we could win this one 2-1. Be fine with me. Cubs and Brewers playing for first place in the NL Central. The Cubs are at home. They're favored by 1.5 against the Brew Crew. Brewers going with Brandon Sproat. Unfortunate last name. It's just tough to deal.
The whole time he was pitching against the Padres, I would think in high school someone was like, "Come here, Spro."
Yeah, he probably took some heat. He also got his first win against the Padres.
Yes, he did.
Shota Imanaga for the Cubs tonight at Wrigley. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Brewers. I don't really. There's not much I love about the Brewers except for the fact they always seem to win games. That's what I see with the Brewers.
Something they do.
Win a lot. I'll take them.
I'm going to take the Cubs at home.
Going to go with the Cubs. Back to the Padres game here. Yamamoto -1 strikeout versus King. So Yamamoto -1 in the strikeout department against King. King actually has more strikeouts this year, 50-48. That means anything to you.
Am I up first?
You are.
King me.
King +1. I love, what pitch I really love that Michael King throws?
Is it his sinker that moves like 12 feet horizontally?
That's my second.
Okay.
favorite. My favorite one is when there's a left-handed batter up and he throws that inside lane changer.
Oh, yeah.
It goes right at the guy's shoulder.
Yeah.
And then the guy says, and it's going to hit me.
Yeah, he
and then it
dives
goes
out of the way.
right over the plate.
I do like that pitch, too.
You know who Maddox was the best I ever saw at that, but Michael King's pretty good. All right, here's one that I made up, but I think it's apropos. Combination tonight, Scraby. Tatis, Machado, and Merrill.
Okay. Ooh, the big three.
All three. You get them all. Over, under 2.5 hits. Can the three of them get 3 hits tonight?
Goodness.
I mean,
the three of them got 3 hits in 3 games over the weekend.
No, they got, and all 3 were yesterday. They didn't get any Saturday. They didn't get any Friday. How long is this going to continue?
Oh my! This is a really tough one.
I know.
It shouldn't be
hits. It shouldn't be, but
you know what? For the sake of putting good vibes in the world, I'm gonna say over.
I'm gonna say under until they start hitting. God, it's been crazy. All right, let's go to the NBA. First game of the Western Conference Finals. SGA and the Floppers take on the San Antonio Spurs for the West title. OKC's favored by 6.5 in game 1. I will remind everybody during the regular season, if it means anything, Spurs won 4 of the 5 meetings. They seemed to have OKC's number. This is a little different circumstance. So now we're in the playoffs at OKC. Scraby. Thunder minus 6.5.
Sorry, Spurs. I'm going Thunder.
Going with them.
I'm going with the Floppers.
I think the Floppers take control in game 1 as well. The Spurs, you can't play great in a Western Final until you've played in one, and they just haven't.
No.
And you watch the Spurs; they kind of struggled early in the last series. They've got great talent.
It's kind of like in sports. We've talked about it before. Sometimes you have to lose the biggest games to
people
win.
Expect the OKC to win. How about this? 221.5 points. So we're looking at a 112 to 110. I'm gonna say under. It's playoffs. Usually you're a little tighter.
I'm gonna say over, and SGA shoots 30 free throws.
Well, that's the next bet.
Really?
Over under SGA 9.5 free throw attempts. 9.5.
I mean, putting the joke
10
aside,
to win the bet.
Let me go look at his last couple.
He
games.
averages about 10 a game, so that's a normal average for him getting to the free throw line.
We got a second. Let me look.
You want to do research on this
do some game logs.
All right.
Let's go. Last game he played, he shot 15, then 7, 9, and then only 3.
He had a 3. That's the oddity, though.
I feel like Wemby's going to be all out of sorts. I'm going to say over.
Well, Wemby shouldn't be fouling him. If Wemby's fouling him, they got a lot of problems. I'm going to say over, too. Guy you can say he annoys me to no end, but the facts are the facts. He does get to the free throw line all night. All right, one hockey game tonight. It's a game 7. I love game 7 in the NHL. I mean, both teams are going to bring it. It'll be Montreal at Buffalo. Buffalo took game 6 the other night, 8-3.
Oh,
yeah, they whomped them pretty good. But it's 3-3. It's down to game 7, and I'm first, I think. Yes, I had to take Montreal here. This game's going to probably go to overtime or be a 1-goal game.
Who's the
Buffalo's favored by 1.5?
Okay,
so I got to take Montreal just because I'm getting the 1.5. I see overtime tonight, or 3-2 type of thing.
I'll go Buffalo.
You're going to go with the Sabres?
Sabres, yes.
And head coach Lindy Ruff, former captain of the Gulls back in the day.
You have to, Lindy, that's a great hockey
Lindy
name.
Ruff, man, he's a good guy. Good guy. He's getting up there in years, though. He was kind of an older captain when he was here.
Let me see. Lindy Ruff.
I bet he's 64, 5, 6, 7.
You just hit it, 66.
Yeah. He's got enough hair to be 86. He's running out of hair up there.
That's not a nice thing.
I know.
To say.
I didn't mean it that. I didn't mean it that way. You can just tell he's worried his way through a few games over time.
Yes, I can see right now. I'm looking at a picture. Lindy Ruff, just go bald, man.
Call a picture of Lindy Ruff like as a player.
Oh, I did. I saw that. He looks pretty mean.
He was a good dude, good defenseman, played good, strong hockey.
Yeah.
The coach of Montreal, by the way, is a guy named Martin St. Louis, who was a very good centerman of his own day back in with Tampa Bay.
There's also great names in hockey as well. What was that guy's
once
name?
you learn how to pronounce them all, they're all good names.
St. Louis?
Martin St. Louis. It's spelled like St. Louis, but it obviously wasn't pronounced that way.
There's no Robitaille?
He was, no, it was, yeah. You would have called him Martin St. Louis.
I would have been like, Martin St. Louis. This is a great name.
It's a crazy name. All right, there we go with the Gambit. We'll see how things go on the board there. We're going to do some Padre pen pals when we come back. Got the big series. We got the Dodgers. We got the struggling Fernando. I mean, how much more can it go for Fernando?
It can go. Apparently.
I mean, 210 plate appearances. Not that anyone's counting, but I did today, and I just couldn't believe it's been that many.
That is a lot.
And the funny thing, we joked about this last week, but everybody out there, and you know who you are, you're everyone. Every time he comes to the plate now, you always go, this is it. He's going to hit a home run here.
Oh, I do.
Right. And when he does it, everyone's going to go, I knew it. And I'm going to say to you, yeah, what about the other 90 times you said that he was going to do it and he didn't do it?
You know, it's funny because we've talked about this in the past that Fernando is a guy you do not get up to go to the bathroom or get a snack or something. And he still is for a completely different reason
now.
It's not because he's great.
No.
It's because he's struggling and you want him to be great.
He's struggling so bad that you can't help but look.
Yes.
So
it's hard to look away right now.
All right. 210. Let's end it right there, Fernando. More Gwynn and Chris coming up.
Ben and Wood.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the measurement unit.
The X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was asked,
tell us the actual rules of this. Like
the rule is,
see if you can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
One of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
Fulls. I will take one.
The winner, Scrady has a jar of a couple of my jars.
I think they both are winners if they pass this.
For the winners.
Yeah,
of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now, this is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No, this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
Right,
here we go.
All right.
Adam's ready. There away he goes. He does have a full spoonful for those listening.
I'm literally sweating watching him do this right now. That's a full spoon. For sure.
That is a full spoon.
Down the hatch we go.
All right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not. He did not trickle that down the throat. He just
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in? Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby. Scraby, did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
Delicious.
We're going to see it. I'm going to watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling
nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
He's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
too?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon, no double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where I don't.
I
think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right,
Big
he
boss
is
Michael
handling
Bowles
it.
in the YouTube chat, by the way.
What you waiting on? You let half of it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see. I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed up.
But this
I must tell you, Tony, that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't
check.
be able to cash
I
it.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby?
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that tie,
The tie thing,
was
yeah, 'cause
super weak.
this is less than a 10, right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The time
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a little red.
By the way, this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's going
He's
with
another
that
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow. You're going to have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh,
38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
All right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
to hold
doing
another
this to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
He-
that.
by the way, sauce,
Yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that like he's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Woo, boy. Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe. Isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam hasn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Jamie's
son
now
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going to
go
bed.
get
Yeah,
assistance.
Here's want the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
He
problem.
did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Scraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one, a jar of the ghost
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's Roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah.
It's one of the
Suspect.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
Want to see if you
is
can do it, I guess.
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Yeah, that's,
One
yeah,
of
that's
you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Scraby,
this.
has a jar
Yes.
of
Here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think
Products.
they both are winners if they pass
Hold on
this.
one
I
second.
hate to
Winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Chris Hello, Tony Gwynn Jr. down at Petco. He and Jesse have the call tonight. Sammy's got the pregame before that at 5:40. We'll be on till then, and Tony will be returning for our Big Five at 4:30. So we got a lot to get done. And among the things we got to get done between now and the end of this show, got 2 tickets to give away to the Dodger-Padre game on Wednesday. This Wednesday, the game starts at 5:40 this Wednesday. Remember, it'll be an hour earlier, but you'll be going if you can come up with the goods to win the
And you're
Dodger
gonna have
ticket
to
giveaway.
come up with some goods.
Yes, I've come up. Well, here's look, I've been racking my brain to think of a way to give a trivia question for tickets that people just can't type right in to their Google and get the answer in 1 second. I think I've come up with the way to do it. I'll tell you about it. It's going to be trickier now to win the tickets.
Let me just say,
you don't think anyone's even going to get it. Like
I got lost and I'm not in a car.
Well, you're lost anyway.
I'm lost, yes.
Yeah, you're lost anyway.
Generally,
but yeah, it's gonna be much trickier to win the tickets. So stick around for that. It'll be some fun, and it'll be a lot of fun for whoever wins. Speaking of trivia, congrats to somebody that you and I do not know at all. She's never been on this program. But myself, Tony, and I believe you, we all respect the work she does. Mina Kimes, bring her up. Why? She took down the entire Celebrity Jeopardy All-Stars group last week, won the championship, and it was quite an impressive field. Now, I told you I'm a Mina Kimes fan, but her Jeopardy acumen is really good. And she proved it. She won the whole thing, and they brought in all the best celebrity players over the years, and she won it all. So congrats to Mina on that, although she would not care that I'm congratulating her.
I think she's the type of person that's nice enough to care.
I thought it was really impressive and anyone in my world that can take Jeopardy, like I'm like impressed. That's one of the things that impresses me is if you can do Jeopardy.
I'm a great teen Jeopardy player.
I try to play the regular Jeopardy along like everyone does, and I can't get very many of the questions.
Of course not.
And I feel like I'm a trivia freak.
Yeah, but these are real,
they're in another world.
Obscure trivia questions.
I know. So good for Mina Kimes on that. And then I wanted to. I hate when I have like three things. Oh. I wanted to tell everybody how I arrived at Fernando's 210 plate appearances.
Please don't tell me you actually counted.
Of course I did. He's had 193 this year.
Well, that's easy to figure out.
Right. He had 13 in the playoffs against the Cubs, and then he had his last 4 plate appearances at the very end of last year.
So he hit a home run in the second to last game of the season.
That's his last home run, and then he's had 210 on the plate appearances. And one last thing on Fernando, which is incredible. Coming into that, in his career, Fernando hit 1 home run in every 18.4 plate appearances. So pretty regularly for 6+ years, 18.4, which would be average out to what, Scrape? 4 games? Every 4 games he hits a home run, every 4.5 maybe?
Yeah.
18.5 plate appearances. That's his average, but not anymore. Because anyway, it's confounding. It really is confounding. Hopefully the traffic isn't that difficult to decipher. Let's check that and then get into the Padre Pen Pals.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Claremont, the 805 ramps at Balboa still shut down because of that tragic shooting. The 805 southbound slow from well before the 52. Things stay slow on the 805 south past the 15.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer driving season's almost here. Stop by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They'll check your tires, lights, and essential fluids with any oil change. Stay in your car. No appointment needed. Visit SoCal Oil Change for coupons. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change.
It's time to ask the experts, Padres fans.
I was hoping maybe you can bring a little insight into it.
Write us, tweet us, Facebook us, send a carrier pigeon for Chris. He thinks they're cute. Padres Pen Pals begins.
Hurt the pelota big time.
Now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so we got some interesting ones today. It always goes with how the Padres are playing, so they kind of had a terrible start to their week with the Brewers, so I got some there. And I have a hater of mine who I'm going to bring up today.
We found somebody out there that dislikes you.
Very much so.
It's okay.
They messaged me a lot. And you know what? I haven't blocked him yet because I find their comments kind of funny sometimes. And so whenever
but
they
you're
do
going to
this,
address the hater today.
Yes. When I do this, I usually end up putting a little happy or a laughing face emoji reaction to the comment.
Okay.
And I think that angers them even more.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't have. Well, I think I have a couple haters. I do. I actually have a couple people that are just flat out, just absurdly mean.
Yeah, that's Twitter.
And I honestly just don't even pay that any attention. But I also have my Nick Castellanos people now.
Are they similar to the Luis Ariz and Ryan O'Hearn people from last year?
I think it's a little different. But, I said Nick Castellanos was not a good signing. And I've said more than once that they should move on from him. And every time he does something, I have to just, wear it. And I don't mind wearing it, but it is pretty comical.
You did admit that you are slightly wrong. There's still a lot of season to go.
No, but I'm wrong. I mean, even if he doesn't get another hit, he's contributed to this point, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, I was wrong, and you're right. And it's just funny that everybody writes every time he gets a hit or something. I get,
You know what? I'm going to lead the charge on this because I almost, when he hit that home run the other day, I almost texted our group text. Almost. But I'm like, he's already getting it on Twitter. He doesn't need to get it in his private text messages.
Nah, I'm getting it everywhere. Don't worry.
If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. All right, let's start. I heard you three talking about the hitting coach, quote unquote, woes some fans feel is going on with the Padres. What about today? After a weekend of homers and runs scored, the hitting coach haters have nothing to say. Obviously, it's with success the criticism goes away, but do these fans know hitting is so incredibly hard to do? I'm an old school baseball fan, and if you're going to criticize, realize you're also going to look stupid once things turn around. You're up first, Chris. Have the Padres played overall this year? Have the Padres played bad enough to seriously criticize?
The hitting?
Yes.
Or what do you mean?
Yeah, the hitting. Yeah.
I mean, the hitting, they're last, right? They got the worst batting average in baseball. They do. They're 224. It's worst. Nobody's worse. They're 28th in slug. I'm sorry, in OPS. They're 26th in slug. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry.
They're way up there.
Don't short them, okay?
Right, they're way up there on the slug. But, yeah, overall on the other side, 28th on OPS. But on the other side, if you look at their OPS late and close and big moments, they're third. That's so weird. Like, that shouldn't be that way, but it is. Like, third, 28th. All right? So, but I'm going to say the same thing I always say about the hitting coach. First of all, it's just a tough one in San Diego. I'm sorry. It just is. Petco Park doesn't lend itself to a lot of big averages and big numbers, especially in April and on into May. Okay, that's first. Secondly, we've heard this a million times, that the hitting coach stinks in San Diego.
Yes.
We just heard it way too many times for me to think it really is right. Dave Magadan left here, immediately won the World Series with the Red Sox. He's not the only one. I thought Victor Rodriguez, was it 2023?
Yes,
right? Padres were hitting the ball all over the ballpark. He was the guy.
The GOAT.
He was. He had everybody hitting the gaps and the alleys and doubles, triples.
GOAT.
He had figured it all out. And last year, the Padres hitting went, ew. And guess where Victor went?
Ew.
Bye-bye is where he went.
Yes.
So I just think it's overblown. The players have to get the job done. I cannot believe that Steven Souza Jr. is not giving them every bit of information they need to have in order to be successful.
Let me read a quote from Nick Castellanos. Dennis Lynn posted this.
Right.
Nick Castellanos on Steven Souza Jr. Quote, he has all the right information. He goes above and beyond to give it to all of us, and now it's on us how we take that information. I don't like when hitting coaches get a lot of blame. Hitting is the hardest thing to do in sports. So that's what Nick Castellanos had to say.
The one thing I would
that.
say about Steven Souza Jr. or anybody wearing a Padre coaching cap right now, I just want somebody to say the one thing that's going to lock Fernando back in. I don't know what it is.
I don't think there is anything.
And
it's
I don't
up to
know
him.
I know you might be right. But just that one comment that breaks the ice and gets him to relax. And, I hate to see him this frustrated.
Yeah, me too.
It's not that fun to watch. I mean, he's flying the ball to the warning track and just coming back to the bench, and it's just like agony to watch.
But when his teammates do something good, he's out there smiling, having a fun high five and all that stuff.
Agreed.
I'll make this quick. I don't know that you can seriously criticize the team because the season's still in progress and they're winning. So they're figuring out ways to win. I understand that the hitting hasn't been great. I understand that the first 6 innings is god-awful baseball that they're playing, mostly the hitting part. But I don't think you can seriously criticize yet because they are not leading, but they are at the top of the division about 50 games in. That's pretty good, Chris. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, some of the guys they've had as hitting coaches, you're not even going to believe some of the names. I mean, beyond Dave Magadan, who went on and won the World Series when he left here. Merv Retman was one of the greats back in the day, but Wally Joyner was a hitting coach here. Randy Reddy, Phil Plantier, Mark Kotze was a hitting coach. Matt Stairs, damn good professional hitter. Damian Easley. These guys, they all took their criticism. And now it's Steven Souza Jr.'s turn, but I don't know. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
All right. Come on, Al. You got me. You see me, Al Davis? Just win, baby.
This is for you, Chris.
Just for me.
Yes.
Chris, just for fun, I'm looking at this. First ever hitting coach for the Padres. If you'd have to be one of the all-time greats to remember this name. His name was Wally Moon.
Oh.
And Wally was a outfielder for the Dodgers who used to hit moonshots, they called them, over the short screen in left field when the Dodgers played at the LA Coliseum back in the day. Remember, they played on a football field, so left field fence was right there.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
And they had this huge screen, and Wally Moon was a left-handed hitter, but he could hit it over that screen.
Wow.
Wally Moon was the first Padre hitting coach. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Chris was all over Yuki Matsui last week.
Yes.
And here's what I heard out of Chris's mouth.
What was it?
Yuki is basically a really expensive paperweight. Question for Chris.
I don't think I said that, but
no,
okay.
no. This is what they
took from my comments. Okay.
Question for Chris. Where does he rank in the bullpen right now? And where do you think he could be if he was pitching at his best?
Okay. Yeah, paperweight isn't what I'm, meant to relay.
It is funny how people take things.
No, but I just said that Yuki is, I think
he's an overpaid mop-up guy is what you said.
I did. And he is mostly a mop-up guy. Salary is $7 million, and it's been going for a while, right? He's on his 5th year. He's made $28 million with the Padres.
He's been with the Padres for 5 seasons?
Yeah. Can you believe that? I'm surprised too. Anyway, $28 million, arbitration eligible next year, etc. Still owed $13 million coming up. I just think I think we paid too much for a guy of Yuki Matsui, what he's given back. So that's being, he's been here 3 years.
I was going to say.
What I was looking at was, no, he has
Combined?
2 more years. No, I was looking at 27 and 8.
Gotcha.
2 more years to come, but this is his 3rd year. I don't think we paid for one save in 3 years. And I understand that, we have Mason Miller now and we've had other guys. But I thought when Yuki was brought here, it was to compete for the closer job. Just don't think he's ever really been kind of in that spot. The whip, it's pedestrian. The ERA is 3.61, pedestrian. I think he's no better than the 6th best pitcher we have out of the bullpen. Could you even argue that? Mason Miller, Jason Adam, Jeremiah Estrada, Adrian Morejon, Bradley Rodriguez. There's 5.
Yeah, he's 6th.
He can't be better than 6th. And maybe on the odd day, Wandy Peralta's at least equal with him.
Poor Wandy.
I know.
Everybody. Well, I give Wandy a hard time.
I'm just saying there aren't too many. Maybe it's a luxury we have, but there aren't too many teams in baseball whose 6th best reliever is making $7 million.
That is
Is
true.
that a fair way to say it? Then maybe better than how I said it last week.
A 6th inning guy should not be paid $7 million.
Okay.
But I feel like he has pitched well so far this season.
Yeah, his first 4 games, he's been all right.
Yeah. I think he can work his way into higher leverage situations because they're going to need that lefty at some point.
We'll see. Right now, Morejon's going to be the guy.
All right. Really expensive paperweight. We got time for 2 more. And then, one more and then the comment to me. I really thought Freddie Fermin. Let me start that over. Yes. I really thought Freddie Fermin was going to have a good year, but it has been a struggle for him at the plate. How long can the Padres watch him hit 150? I'll go first. Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. I think the catching position is a position where they don't expect anything out of their catchers. And if they get something out of their catchers at the plate, then they're happy with it. I don't see him going down to AAA. I don't see him being replaced by Duran or Luis Campusano. I see him being at the big league level all season long. He's one of their main catchers. I think they value him more as he calls games and, his defense behind the plate. I think they value that a lot, and so they're willing to give up the hitting side. Chris?
I think he's got 3 weeks left.
3 weeks?
I do. June 7th is the date for Campusano to hopefully return. If Freddie Fermin is hitting 150 on June 7th, you absolutely cannot tell me that when Campusano returns, he becomes the number 1 guy. I'm sorry. He's hitting 160, so let's give him at least that. But his OPS is 457. Yeah. I mean, he has 4 doubles. He has 3 RBIs. Ty France got that in 2 innings yesterday. His defense has been fine, but has it been great? His ability to call
his ABS challenges need a lot of work.
I love the Freddie Fermin we saw at the end of last year. Even though he hit 244, he had some slug with it. You know what I mean? He was coming up with some big hits, driving in 14 runs in 42 games. I mean, that was all right for my catcher. It's not great, but that was acceptable. But right now, he's an automatic out. He truly is. And I think when Campusano comes back, he's got to be the number one catcher unless something changes. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Yeah. I really they seem pretty entrenched with what they got.
I got you, and I understand. Hey, look, man, I pitched. I liked having my catcher be a guy I love and I'm comfortable with, and I think they are comfortable with Fermin. But I don't know. Campusano's close enough to me where you're going to have to get some chance for a hit in the lineup.
I agree. All right, final one, and this was an insult that I got over the weekend.
Oh, this is to you?
Yes, it was very simple, and I crying laughing emoji back to it. Why does anyone listen to your baseball takes? You don't know what you're talking about. My response to that is, thanks for listening. That's all I got, Chris.
Well, I don't know that person is listening.
Oh, they are.
Said, why is anybody listening?
Yeah, because they're listening and they hate what I say and they think I'm a dummy. So thank you for listening. I appreciate that.
We're all dummies. I mean, I've had my share.
I've come a long way with the random hater comment. Before I used to, be mad about it. Now I just laugh at it.
Yeah, you can't go there.
Anyway, that was it.
I will say most of the people that think they know everything about baseball and have to make it sound like they do probably don't.
They don't. And then you go call them on it and then they disappear.
But anyway.
Chris vs. the Fans next, 833-288-0973.
It is 4:00 on Dodger night. Padres-Dodgers, first of the year, first of 13 meetings between the two squads. 3-game series this week. And, it's pretty good timing for it, the way I look at it. You got Padres with 3 wins in a row over the weekend, looking good in Seattle. Dodgers have won 5 in a row. They've kind of, been able to right the ship a little bit after they slumped. But more than that, you got first place up for grabs tonight and probably again tomorrow night and probably again on Wednesday night. So, it's about as much fun as you can have in May on the baseball schedule. We'll have the pregame with Sammy Levitt. Sammy at 5:40 today. And also, don't forget, I haven't forgotten, but we are going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Padre-Dodger game on Wednesday. Why do you put that up there? You're just reminding. You know what you should put?
I'm just showing people.
Okay. Why don't you put under there Wednesday 5:40?
Well, this is more of a reminder for you.
Oh, I see. You're showing it to the camera.
I'll put that on
I just want to remind everybody that if you win the tickets Wednesday, the game will be an hour earlier. But and this is the start of a 9-game homestand. It's a pretty good homestand, by the way.
Yes, it is.
By the thing. I mean,
By the way.
Yeah, you got the Dodgers, but then you got the first place A's. Yes, the A's are in first place. Our old friend Mark Kotze will bring his team in here over the weekend. And the next week, one of the hottest teams in ball, Schwarber and the Phillies are coming in. All they've done is go 15-4 with Don Mattingly at the helm.
Yeah, remember when people
Much
were
better.
all like, Philly was like, this is the year they're going to be under 500.
I still am not sure, that they'll keep this rolling, but, Mattingly has certainly given them a nice breath of fresh air, and I just love Mattingly. So I'm happy. I love Schwarber. I don't want to see him here knocking down the right field bleachers, but
he might do that.
He might just do it. I mean, the guy's incredible. He's got 20 home runs. He's not playing tonight. Scraby had a moment of concern earlier.
Because my phone pops up with Kyle Schwarber's status has changed. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's carrying your fantasy team, but not just yours. A lot of people's. You're not the only one that has him. But he just sat out tonight. He was ill, as they say. ILL. All right.
Thanks for spelling that.
Short for Illinois. Let's get to today's Chris versus the fans. Chance for you to win some stuff, okay?
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right. The prize that you will be playing for is a qualification for a grand prize, which is a $500 gift card to Westgate, Las Vegas, the home of legendary Vegas fun. Now offering the breakaway from fees package, including a $75 daily dining credit, 2-day spa passes, daily cabaret tickets, complimentary valet parking, and $0 resort fees. Special rates starting at $89 a night. Book now at westgatelasvegas.com. The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get the question wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. If Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question, or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it, and you will be you will get the first question for free today. I forgot what I was saying there for a second.
It's all right. It's
also
not a surprise.
I did in the last couple of weeks make a mistake and give a prize to someone who doesn't live in San Diego. You have to live in San Diego,
but not the city limits.
No. Yeah, you're right. You have to be in the county,
in the area.
In the area, you have to be able to go to the game. You can't just win tickets in another state.
Did somebody win? Somebody? Okay.
Yeah, you can't just win tickets somewhere else and then give it to someone or sell them.
Got
it. Jeez.
Okay, so be a San Diegan.
Yeah.
So that means if you're listening by way of, the app and you're in, I don't know, Hoboken, New Jersey, don't play Chris versus the fans.
Don't play Chris versus the fans.
Yeah.
All right. I did a randomly selected thing. Draw.
You know who's
earlier?
from Hoboken, New Jersey, by the way? Somebody really famous.
Donald Trump?
The chairman of the board, not Donald Trump. Frank Sinatra.
He's from Hoboken?
On you go.
Yes. I did not know that.
There you go.
All right. Let's go to Mike. Line 4 was what I got earlier. Mike, hello.
Hello there.
Hi, Mike.
Are you ready to play, sir?
Howdy. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1.
Hoboken is also the home of the famous baseball team in the Twilight Zone, the Hoboken Zephyrs.
Ooh, Zephyrs is a cool name.
Yeah, go ahead.
What? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which Padres pitcher got the win after beating the Mariners 2-0 Friday night?
Friday night's winning pitcher was?
I don't know why I'm blanking on this, so I'm going to have to go with, God, was it? The guy who's 5-1 now. His name escapes me. Randy Vasquez.
There you go. Nice job.
That's the way you
and you
do
knew
it.
his record
That's
and
the way you do-
everything.
Yeah, he got his record. I mean, that was good.
All right, here we go. Question number 2, Mike. What team in baseball has the most wins coming into today?
Most wins in baseball.
Atlanta.
That is correct. They have
Atlanta.
32 wins. The Rays have 30.
Yeah, the Padres have 28, which is pretty good, but they're 4 behind.
Yeah.
The Braves.
Yeah, 28 is really good.
Braves won 2 out of 3 over the Bo Sox over the weekend.
By the way, it feels like all of the actual rivalries are being played today, this week. There's so many teams that are playing each other that sound like the actual rivals to each other. But
Yeah,
whatever.
Rivals weekend did not work for me.
Didn't work for any of us,
No,
Chris.
not
All
any
right,
of us.
here we go, Mike. Question number 3. Which Padres pitcher has the most seasons of 10 or more wins in team history? Which Padres pitcher has the most seasons of 10 or more wins in team history?
Padres.
I don't know the answer for sure, but my best guess is going to be Randy Newman.
He's going to go Randy.
Stay there.
Yeah, I don't think it was going to be Randy. Here's the problem with this one, Scrabe.
What?
We don't have anybody with a lot of, we only have one guy in team history that even has 100 wins. So you're asking me who's got the most 10-win seasons?
Yeah, I mean, it could be 2 seasons.
Well, Randy did 2. So because I know he had back-to-back
3
20s.
seasons.
This is really tough. The guy who has 100 is Eric Shao, but I don't know how many single seasons he did. I'm gonna just guess. I guess I'll just guess Jake Peavy. Oh,
Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
I got it.
You did get it. He has 6 10 or more win
Did he?
seasons.
Oh, the old guitar playing announcer.
Yeah, that's
Jake
actually, I was
Peavy.
watching him do that last night when I went and looked that up. All right. That
Sorry, Mike.
stunned me. I did not expect to be going to any more questions, but here we go. We're going to go to Mac. Hello, Mac.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. You ready to play?
Ready to play.
All right,
play
here
ball.
we go. How many home runs did Gavin Sheets hit against the Mariners this weekend?
Ooh, let's go with 3.
3. Correct. 2
He's a
yesterday,
winner.
1 Saturday.
He had 4 for the week, and
Yes.
if you just tuned in, everyone, Gavin is your reigning National League Player of the Week. Big congrats.
Yes, he is. All right, here we go. Question number 2.
I love his OPS last week. What was it? What did I say? 2187.
That's
for his
crazy.
OPS.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's a good week.
All right. A tentative $2.3 billion stadium deal was officially announced for a new ballpark to keep which AL East franchise in their home city? I know that was a long one. Basically, who's building a new stadium from the AL East?
Blue Jays?
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. Stay there.
Rays?
Sorry about that.
That was kind of a
Mac.
process of elimination for me. Mac, thanks for playing. Good luck
I
down
think
the road
they're-
on the next group. By the way, not Angel Hernandez, not the umpire.
I was gonna
Angel
say.
Martinez of Cleveland.
Angel Hernandez
Yeah,
is
him.
in midseason form.
Angel Martinez hit 4 homers last week. He was the American League Player of the Week this week.
I cannot get over the end of this clip.
Angel Hernandez is in midseason form.
It's a spring training game, and he goes, "Oh, come on, Blue."
It was kind of a disaster.
It was. All right, let's go to our guy John in Temecula. Hello, John.
Hey, take it down, John. Let's go.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir. Here we go. Question number 1. What team eliminated the Lakers from the playoffs this year?
And the floppers is not an acceptable answer.
I can't call OKC the floppers.
You can call them the floppers. You already named them, so there you go. The OKC floppers.
Why don't you call them the floppers? That's what they do.
Only one guy, right?
Nah, Chet Holmgren's.
He's a flop?
He's done a few of them bad, too, yeah.
He's very tall.
Caruso's in the running for it as well. Go ahead.
All right, question number 2. I think John should know this because he's a golf guy, but what major city is near where the PGA Championship was played?
This weekend.
Yes.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is
John,
correct.
I don't even though I saw it yesterday, I still can't remember the name of the course. It's a weird name.
I can never pronounce it, but it's like Aronimink.
Okay.
Aronimink.
Have they ever had it there before?
Yes, a long time
did
ago.
Not know.
Like,
you know what? They could never have it there again, and I wouldn't miss it because nothing stood out about that course to me.
I think it was more of the guy who won.
Yeah.
No one really, like, I hate to say it this way, no one really cares that he won. I mean, I think it's awesome for him.
I'm
but
assuming Mr. and Mrs. Rye care.
Oh, yeah, they definitely care.
Okay.
Because he just opened up the next 5 years to automatic tournaments. He doesn't have to qualify to get in anymore.
You know what? He might be one of those guys like I was thinking I saw a name the other day, Sean McKeel. A guy that wins the PGA and then like for the next 10 years you never hear of him ever
And you know
again.
what? He's fine. I'm sure that guy, I mean, obviously he wants to play good golf, but
we'll see.
Winning that one major opens up a lot of doors.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I'll say that putt on 17, you're not going to see many better than that.
All right, John, here we go. Question number 3.
For the title.
NASCAR's coming to town next month.
Why don't you just give him the championship? You're going to give me a NASCAR question.
What NASCAR driver won the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. Let's go with Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott gave us a name.
Name
Stay there, John.
Yeah, you've won, John.
You should know this.
Kyle Busch.
Oh, I thought you were going to get it for a second.
Really? It's Kyle somebody?
It's Kyle somebody.
Oh, God.
There you go, John. Stay right there.
Who is it?
It is Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I'd never heard of
Him. Yeah, well.
Never heard of him.
We talked about him during the pandemic because he said a racist thing while he was doing iRacing.
With all due respect, the pandemic is now 6 years in our rearview mirror.
Not to some people.
All right. Good for you, John. You are the winner today. The rest of you, a bigger prize awaits. Going to give you a chance to win tickets to see the Dodgers-Padres game on Wednesday. We'll let you know how and when, but it'll be before this show is over. When we come back, the NBA conference finals are upon us. What happened to the Pistons? Oh, my God. That's embarrassing, except for the fact they're not the only team that should be embarrassed. Explain after traffic.
For the most.
It's a lot. 12 NBA playoff games this year that have been decided by 25 or more points. Blowouts.
That is a lot.
And what I don't get, welcome back to Gwynn and Chris, 420 the time. What I don't get is these teams are being eliminated in these games. Like, right? If you lose this game, your season's over. You would think those teams would be playing with the utmost of urgency. Never mind the tanking and all of the rest of the crap the NBA has been put through this year. You would think a team that's facing elimination is going to show up.
I would think,
especially if you're the Detroit Pistons and you're on your home floor and you're the number one seed. Like, you worked all season to get the home advantage and be number one, and you lose by 34 points in the last game. I just don't see how that happens. But look around the NBA playoffs this year. Houston went down in the last game to the Lakers by 20. Orlando went down in the last game of its play-in or against Detroit, Game 7, lost by 22. Philadelphia was eliminated by the Knicks, 30 points.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, last game against Spurs, 30 points. By the way, we didn't even bring this up. How about Ant-Man going over and congratulating the Spurs with 8 minutes to go in the game?
That is...
He took quite a bit of criticism for it.
I think he should, because what was the situation in the game at the time?
Well, they were down by 35 points. I mean, it was all over.
I think he should, because you shouldn't do it with 8 minutes left. If it was like 2 minutes left, maybe.
8 minutes left, it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. I mean, you're going to give up, all right, fine, but you don't have to tell us all you've given up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's plenty of time. Nobody would take it any other way if you went over and shook their hand after the game. When the game's over, that's what we're expecting. So Ant-Man, I'm such a fan, but this was kind of an odd move. Charlotte went down by 31 points in their last game. We told you Detroit 34, and the Hawks set the world record for elimination game when the Knicks ousted them by 51 points.
That was crazy.
So 7 of the teams that have been eliminated in the playoffs this year have gone down by 20 or more in the last game. That's just weird to me. Like, you think, put up a fight. The NBA's got issues. That's, to me, is another one. 19% of their playoff games, and I did all this math today, 19% of their playoff games have been decided by 5 or fewer points. So that's 1 in every 5 games where you're fighting it right down to the end. By comparison, Stanley Cup playoffs, 44% of the games have been decided by 1 goal. That's almost half. And there's already been 17 overtime games in the Stanley Cup. Now, I know hockey and basketball, they're different, but you're much more likely to get a really competitive edge-of-your-seat hockey game than you are basketball.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. I understand the odd blowout, just one of those nights, your shots aren't falling, but you're facing elimination. You should not be losing by 30 points. I don't think, especially on your home floor.
I think at a certain point, do you think some of these players are like, that offseason sounds really good
I
right
guess
about now?
they do, but that's not the way I used to think. Anyway, you know how the old school me.
Yeah, you would go out there with a leg falling off if you needed to.
Yeah, and I'm certainly not going to congratulate you until I'm done.
Yeah, I think that's weird. That is weird.
Yeah.
And I do, like you said, I like Ant-Man.
I do too, but I think I kind of got what.
Thank you for stopping.
That was so funny. They got a little promo for the hockey tonight, Game 7, Buffalo and Montreal, and they show out in the parking lot. There's some little kid, like what was he, about 8 years old?
Yeah.
And there's another kid who's about 7 years old. The 8 years old got a Buffalo jersey. The 7-year-old's got a Canadian jersey, and the Buffalo guy is faking like he's punching the kid.
That was no. That was actually a like, what is that thing called? Like the Taibo guy, where you punch them. Like there's a stand and it looks like a human, but it's not a human, and then you punch them. It was a Taibo guy.
The Canadian guy was?
Yes.
I thought it was a real little kid.
No. But the little kid was going at this Taibo thing.
Beating the Canadian
Buffalo
guy.
fans are nuts.
Well, what else do they have to do? I mean, to be honest with you. Every day I take Kylie for a walk, especially from November to February. A reminder that she could be going for a walk in Buffalo.
You remind her? Does she?
I don't think it matters to her, but I'm telling her anyway. All right, you know what? Here's your shot right now. I'm calling it, Scraby.
Wow.
We're going to open it up. A chance to win 2 tickets to see the Dodgers-Padres game on Wednesday. Been waiting all day for this. And I got to give you a couple of instructions here. Now, if you're in the car, if you have somebody with you in the car, I might even recommend, they get a little shot, a piece of paper, something they could jot a little of this down. It'll help. You probably, if you're really knowledgeable on sports, you can do this in your head, but it's going to be a little trickier than just your everyday trivia question. It's something I learned from Jeopardy, unfortunately for all of you out there. It's called Mathletics. And what it is, it's a combination of understanding and knowing baseball and sports trivia, but combining it with an ability to do very simple math. That's why Scraby can't come up with the answer to this question.
By the way,
because he can't even do very simple math.
By the way, I was sitting down paying attention,
and you couldn't figure this out.
I'm thinking this is not going to go well.
You don't think anyone's going to get the answer, so I'm telling you, people out there, I am testing all of you to prove me right that you are smarter than Scraby thinks. And here's how this is going to work. Again, like always, you're going to call in to the show. And if you want to call now, you're wasting your time because Scraby just
they're locked
going to wipe
now.
everything out. Yeah, phones are locked. So we're not going to open it up till the questions have been given. But first person with the correct answer will win tickets to Dodgers Padres. And your answer today is going to be a number. That is going to be your final answer. It's going to be a number. When Scraby goes to you and he goes, "How do you have the answer?" You're going to give him a number. If you're right, you win. If you're wrong, we move on. And here's how you're going to arrive at the number. And what we're going to give you now, it's going to be sports trivia combined, like I said, with the very simplest of math. And the reason I did this, just to finish one last thing, the reason I did it is because I got a little tired of people, I think, just Googling the answer and calling in and going, yeah, I know. There was no challenge to it. So I think this is a challenge to it.
There's definitely a challenge.
All right, so here's where you're going to start. Your first number in your mind is going to be the number of games of Joe DiMaggio's famous hitting streak. All right, very simple. That's your first number. You're going to start there. How many games did Joe DiMaggio hit in consecutively, the all-time very famous record? You're going to take that number now, and you're going to divide that number by the number of times the Padres beat the Dodgers last year. All right, so you got to take Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak number. You have to divide that by the number of times the Padres beat the Dodgers. You need to know that, obviously, to divide with the correct number. Now, you take your new number, and this is for my Scraby people. You add to the new number the number of majors Jack Nicklaus won. Jack Nicklaus won more major tournaments than anybody. How many did he win? Add it to the previous number. Now you have a third number.
We're still not done?
Not quite. Almost. But if you're keeping up, you got a shot at this point. Take your new number and subtract the number of NBA Finals MVPs for Michael Jordan. MVPs, Finals for Michael Jordan. And now take the number you have remaining and cut it in half. If you've been able to do all that, you're the first person to call in. You should have a number. If it's the right one, you'll win.
This is trouble.
Scravy doesn't believe in you people out there.
I'm watching the chat. They're like, what?
Yeah. Look, there's a tongue twister. Somebody's going to get it, and you're going to earn those tickets. I will repeat it. Should I repeat it one more time, or is it too confusing?
I think people need it repeated.
Yeah.
That's my brain after listening. Go ahead, Chris. You need to repeat it one more time.
All right, one more time, and then we'll open up the phones. Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak number. You're going to divide that by the number of times the Padres beat the Dodgers last year. You're going to take the new number and add to it the number of majors won by Jack Nicklaus. You're going to take that number and subtract the number of Michael Jordan's Finals MVP awards. That last number, you're going to cut it in half. Ben Higgins just missed it. He typed in his answer. He just missed it.
Cole says, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Well, then you're not going to get the tickets. But somebody's going to get the tickets. We'll find out when we come back. 833-288-0973 on Gwynn and Chris.
All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of Beaver Nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that. Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of Beaver Nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves.
All right, Gwynn and Chris continues. 4:36 is the time, as usual. Scraby was completely wrong. He had no faith in you people out there.
I had no faith in your question. I didn't have faith. I had faith in the person.
I see. The first person who called in was able to figure it out correctly. Yes. The answer was 13. How did we arrive at that? You're going to have to hang on. I'll tell you at the top of the hour how we came up with it. In the meantime, let's check you some traffic, get you home, and get Tony back to work on the Big Five.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
The closure continues on Balboa in Claremont because of the shooting at the Islamic Center just west of 805. The 5 South also tough from the 52 to the 15. I'm Tiffany Woods from San Diego Traffic.
This traffic report is brought to you by Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities. Register for Frozen Ropes Baseball Summer League with 8 games and 8 practices for ages 6 to 12 at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
We are broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. Chris and I, Tony Gwynn Jr., back at the friendly confines of Petco Park, and so is our guy, Gavin Sheets.
Number 5.
So we have talked all about him today, deservedly so, and we all know he's on fire. So I think we can officially say that he's the hottest hitter on the Padres team right now. After hitting .526 with 4 homers, a 1.878 OPS, and 8 RBIs Oh, yeah, and 8 walks over his last 7 games. That's a pretty good 7-game stretch right there. We have seen him over the last year and a half seemingly get better each and every day. But, Chris, is this just a locked-in Gavin Sheets, or is this who he could be?
I think he's I just think he's getting better and better. So, I think this is what he has become. I just go back to when Tony and I and yourself and the three of us sat out on the patio at spring training last year before the season, and Gavin came out and we did a visit with him, and I don't even think he thought he was going to make the team. I remember trying to pump him up a little bit, and just I felt almost bad for him that he'd been given this opportunity, and I don't think he had clicked in yet in spring training. And, so I didn't know he was going to make it. I don't think he knew. And to go from there to here, it's remarkable. And, I couldn't be happier for him. The other thing I really like about Gavin Sheets is he's done everything since he's been here with a big smile on his face. I don't think that he has forgotten, how lucky and how fortunate he is to have gotten this opportunity and to be taking advantage of it. He doesn't seem to take any of it for granted. Seems like he plays the game knowing it could almost be taken away from him at any time. And I just appreciate watching a guy like that play. Whatever it is, first base, left field, in the batter's box, running the bases, pinch hitting. I mean, he's been a revelation. And so, yeah, I think he can continue this.
Okay.
I mean, not what he did last week. That was a player of the week type stuff. Yeah, that would be, Hall of Fame material. But he's been great, and he's come a long way to get here.
Tony, is this just a locked-in Gavin Sheets, or is this who he could be? And of course, it's not like the player of the week, but just a guy hitting home runs, a danger in the lineup every single time he comes up.
It's both. I think Gavin is locked in right now, but I also think this is who he can be. This is who I think when he was drafted, the White Sox thought he could be. And I think he's on a mission to prove that he can do it and sustain it for a whole season. And so, I think Gavin has, really earned the right. He came in, revamped his swing last year, comes onto the team, and he had about a week and a half where he wasn't swinging the bat well, but he got going and really has, I think, exceeded expectation at really every kind of turn here. And so, right now it's only May, but he's off to a pretty good start.
I wanted to ask Tony real quick, being around Gavin Sheets, because, from what I can tell, Tony, the guy that we visited with on the patio again last season doesn't seem a whole lot different from the guy that we're seeing now. It doesn't seem like he's, any of this has gotten to his head. It doesn't seem like he's changed his personality. And again, I think that's something to commend him for. He's still the same Gavin Sheets.
Yeah, although I saw Gavin as a pretty confident dude in terms of his expectations of himself. And even as he struggled early, I think he just kind of put his head down in the same way we saw Ty France do and just kind of got to work. And so I think what we're seeing is a product of that work. He came into spring training, and I remember having a conversation, him talking about really wanting to hone in on just attacking the zone and laying off of the pitches out of the zone. And I think right now, this last week, we saw maybe the best version of that in terms of him laying off tough pitches. But if you got it in that box, he was going to make you pay. And that's who I think he thinks he can be.
I also like that he can make fun of himself running into the left field wall. That's a big I'm a big fan of that.
Well, I think he did that last year. I don't think he wants to continue making fun of himself on that.
I don't think you can make it in any baseball clubhouse unless you can make fun of yourself. You get eaten alive.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, that goes for a lot of places.
You just become a bigger target if you like are one of those cats.
I know that we talked about this elsewhere, but I can't see Pete Crow Armstrong. I can see him struggling with his attitude.
Sometimes
takes things pretty darn seriously.
Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby has filed an injunction as he is seeking eligibility for the 2026 NCAA football season. Now, you may remember he got caught for gambling. He's in gambling rehabilitation right now. He's being paid $5 million by Texas Tech to play quarterback this year, but he has hired two prominent attorneys, Jeffrey Kessler and Scott Thompson, as part of his legal team. They said, quote, he's currently ineligible to play for Texas Tech due to prior violations of the NCAA sports gambling rules and would be, quote, irreparably harmed if the injunction isn't granted. The NCAA has yet to make any public decisions on this, but he goes on to say the filing says he suffers from a clinically diagnosed gambling disorder, which is a mental health condition. And, quote, the NCAA has weaponized this condition to shore up a facade of competitive integrity while simultaneously profiting from the very gambling ecosystem it polices, the filing states. This is going to be a little long.
These lawyers are earning whatever money he's giving them. I'll tell you that is a bunch of gobbledygook. Go ahead and finish reading it.
There's just a little bit more. He is, you know what? I think I've explained everything now that I'm reading this. One more thing. He had proposed a punishment for himself that NCAA didn't take. They denied,
do we know what the punishment was?
2-game suspension and a commitment to gambling education.
Right.
Yes. So the NCAA said, no thanks. We're going to go a different direction. Tony, should Brendan Sorsby be reinstated? I can't talk.
Well, I know he's currently out for his own gambling problem.
Yes.
What is he actually being suspended or not allowed
violating
to play for?
Violating the gambling policy.
Because he got caught
NCAA.
gambling last year. So he's not allowed to play as it stands right now. Even though if he does play, he's going to make $5 million.
For forever? Or he's ineligible?
Yeah, he's ineligible. And so that ends his college career and he would have to go pro.
Yeah, I mean, if he gambled and the rule is like he shouldn't gamble.
Yeah.
Like, why would I'm trying to figure out why would it not stand? Like, why would it not?
Thank you, Tony.
happen?
You're going in the direction
for all of the gobbledygook that his stupid lawyers or his smart lawyers are saying.
Yes.
Like, well, you're taking away this guy's right to live.
He does have a problem. Clearly, it sounds like he went into some type of rehab, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think he's still there
right now. And so that would lead you to believe that he was gambling as a college player, and he wasn't supposed to, regardless of whether it's mental health or not. Like, did it start as mental health? Like when you put your first bet down as a collegiate athlete, even though you went into those meetings and they say, hey, this will happen if you get caught gambling on said sport.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Yes, it should stay.
I think his lawyers are kind of trying to take advantage of the times we're in.
The lawyers are twisting everything.
Oh, the NCAA weaponized it. He has a clinically diagnosed gambling disorder. You guys are making fun of him for it. Chris, what do you think? Should he be reinstated?
Let's not take it 100%, comically. If the guy has a real problem, he has a real problem. But unfortunately, that problem precludes him from playing college quarterback. And so, those are the actual rules that have been laid down, rules that I am assuming he abided by when he decided to sign up to play college football, right? So unfortunately, he's got this issue. That does not allow you to continue playing, football. So he's going to have to get, over this. He's going to have to, somehow prove and show that, he's put all this behind him. And, this is what you hire lawyers for, to muck everything up, to just say a bunch of words to try to get you thinking maybe that you're wrong. When I think the NCAA in this case is 100% right. They're allowed to police the rules as they are. It seems to me. So, I'm going to root for this guy to get through whatever gambling issues he's got. And when he feels he's there, if he still has some eligibility left, let him play. the notion that you're keeping him from making a living is a little ludicrous to me, because if you break rules and you, like, let's just say you broke a rule and you ended up in jail, can you honestly walk into the judge or whatever the next day and say, hey man, you're keeping me from working out here. I mean, you got me locked up in jail here. I need to go out and work. I mean, no,
you give up
can't.
your right to work when you get arrested.
I just think in this case, you give up your right to play when you break that rule.
All right. That's all we got to say about that. We'll see what happens with Brendan.
His lawyers can't fool me, man. No matter how much money
he's
they
going to
make.
need that $5 million to pay those lawyers.
Yes, he is.
Apparently, they're very expensive from what I'm reading on the
I would imagine. They're probably charging him more than $5 million.
I really hope not. Urban Meyer. Remember that guy? The former Jacksonville Jaguars head coach? Well, he was fired in 2021. He filed a grievance that he was fired unfairly. And an arbiter ruled that the team did have cause to terminate him, meaning they will not have to pay the remaining $30 million plus on his contract. Now, Meyer's 11th month tenure, only 11 months with the team, ended following a 2-11 record, off-field issues, and allegations that he kicked kicker Josh Lambo during a preseason warm-up. So, Chris, should he have won this?
No. And furthermore, he should pay whatever fees that are associated with filing this.
I think it's free.
Well, it's free to bring an arbiter in to determine.
I'm assuming there's some union involved.
Maybe so.
No, I think it's part of, like, maybe it's in the contract. Like, if you get terminated, there's an arbitration.
It just automatically kicks in.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I just in general, I'm tired of people not taking responsibility for their own actions. And I feel this is one of those situations. And secondly, if I'm not mistaken, the last act of Urban Meyer was leaving his team.
No, that was one of the first acts.
Oh, he sent his team home. He stayed behind.
That was like in the first month of the season.
Didn't he kick his kicker? His kicker was his last.
That might have been the last.
That was the last act that was like found out, because Josh Lambo was holding this in forever. Anyway, there was a lot that went on in that 11 months.
All right, but one of the things that stained him was this whole thing with some 19-year-old or whatever sitting on his lap while his team was flying home from a game in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I feel like, it is laughable, but
it is laughable.
It's also is it a whole lot different from how Mike Vrabel got caught in his sticky situation? We don't seem to.
Mike Vrabel got caught doing something? What happened with Mike?
He still hasn't even admitted.
Yeah. I just think, I don't know if these two things are identical, but they seem like they're in the same ballpark.
I think Urban Meyer was just way more upfront with it.
I don't know what you're talking about. This
Mike Vrabel situation.
Mike Vrabel thing.
Yeah, you have to really be a sports fan to know about Mike Vrabel. Here's the bottom line. Here's the difference between Urban Meyer and Mike Vrabel in that situation. Urban Meyer was 2-11. Mike Vrabel was in the Super Bowl last year. That's the difference.
Sorry, that was like a laugh from the heart.
I felt it.
No, I know.
It's
because it's the truth.
True.
Yeah, that's how that all works. So,
Tony, should he have won his lawsuit or his grievance? I'm sorry.
He was a bad coach. He certainly there was certain cause for
plenty of cause.
fire.
Yeah,
I mean they hung with him longer than most teams with him. I feel like,
but the kicking of Josh Lambo was too much.
That was the last straw.
I think it's really funny that Fox that puts him on every week, right, to talk college football.
They do, yeah.
To me, that's a stain on their whole college football show. I don't know why they would want to, just forget everything and just, hey, come on in, Urban. I don't get that kind of stuff, but what do I know?
Anything else, Tony, on this?
Nada.
All right.
Number 2.
Over the weekend, some St. Louis Cardinals fans were very upset by something that Bobby Witt Jr. did. He was running to cover third. Actually, the outfielder threw it home. Catcher threw it back to third as Bobby Witt Jr. was going to cover third.
Right.
And the throw went into the outfield, but he pretended to catch the ball and tag the runner. I'm going to show this right here for everybody out there.
Okay.
And so, goes home, and then the catcher gets it, throws it back to third. He misses the ball. Bobby Witt then holds the tag on the runner. The runner doesn't go anywhere. Third base coach is like, go! Get up and go.
Saw it, yeah.
And so Cardinals fans are just so upset with this. They also said it was against the rules, but people really quickly went back and said, yes, you are allowed to do this at the major league level. Other levels, not so much. Major league level, you are allowed to do this. So, Tony, do you think this is an okay play?
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Yes,
it's Cardinals fans who are just mad at their team.
Wait, can we just talk about this for a sec? Like, how is this? Is this? They've never seen that at second base.
Never seen a deke before.
I'm so confused. Like it's that these are St. Louis fans too, because they're like supposed to be.
Don't forget, I was going to say the same thing, Tony. These are the smartest fans in baseball. They say.
All right, so wait,
so
before I jump out the window.
Yeah.
Scrappy, where's the consensus that this is
Twitter
Cardinal fans? Okay, so this is
some
on
are
Twitter?
saying I'm a Cardinal fan and my fans are stupid. Some are saying I'm a Cardinal fan and this is illegal. I even looked it up in the rule book.
And then just lying through their teeth. No, this is just a great deke by Bobby Witt Jr.
Great.
Whoever
I can't tell
I don't know who that
either.
was. I don't know who it was. It looked like it could have been Herrera. And all I know is that I want to know what he was saying to Bobby Witt.
I
Like
just
you can
love
see his third base coach is behind him saying, go. And he's looking up at Bobby Witt like having a conversation. I really want to know what he said.
You got the ball, bro?
The third base coach.
Do you not have the ball?
Did you
right
just
now?
fake me? Should I go?
This was a really good play. This was a really good play by Bobby Witt.
He kept a run from coming in.
Yes, he did, and I love the third base coach is absolutely apoplectic, trying to get him to go, and he also can't touch him because if you touch the runner, then he's out. So the third base coach is doing everything humanly possible besides touching the runner. Look, I mean, I know I do this, and you get mad and play share music, but
if I could
Look, you ask any Atlanta Brave fan, the 1991 World Series, there we go. The World Series between the Braves and the Twins came down to a scoreless Game 7, and in that game, in the 8th inning, somebody had a double off the wall in left center, and Lonnie Smith, the base runner at first, got deked into thinking the ball was going to be caught. And he stopped running. Chuck Knobloch saved the World Series by doing this. And he ended up at third base instead of scoring easily. And he never came home. And the Twins ended up winning in extra innings. So that's a World Series winning play right there.
My guy, Lonnie Smith, went full feet first slide.
Slid right into second base. And the ball was bouncing out in left field.
That is actually really funny.
But that won the World Series. If he scores, they win.
Wow.
I mean, think about that.
Wow.
So this was tame compared to that.
All right, Royals fans are also taking pictures, screenshots, and showing that the Cardinals' third base coach was clearly outside of his box.
Okay.
So people just going at it on the internet.
I really hate Twitter.
Well, yeah. What do you think about your coach being out of the box? It was a fun conversation to read.
Yeah, sounds like
why do you even engage? Your team got the deep. The didn't score. Who cares? They didn't call the coach out of the box.
Yep, they didn't. They're just grasping. All right, last one. So I went to the grocery store over the weekend, and it's one of those I go to sometimes has a Pokestop vending machine where you can like buy Pokemon stuff. And so I walk by.
We got to rid you of this whole thing to begin with.
I'm not there for it. I walked by. There was a line of 5 people deep waiting for this machine to be open. They were also waiting for someone to stock this machine. So I started walking around the store and keeping my eye on it. And I see the employee close the machine and take off. One guy got what he wanted. Then the other person got one. Then the machine stopped working. And I saw the line going from angry to nuclear. They saw the employee packing up things and doing paperwork and asked him why it wasn't working. And he said, I laughed at this, by the way. I only stock these. I don't fix the machines.
Yeah.
And he packed up and he left. Long story for this question. Chris, you're up first. What have you waited in line to buy in your life? Like, what is the longest you've waited for something?
I can't think of anything that I would wait that long to buy.
Like, is an hour too long?
Yes.
The only time I ever even remember standing in line for anything was my all-time favorite author, Dean Koontz, was signing autographs in La Jolla at a bookstore, and I was willing to wait a good hour and a half or so to transverse that line. But that was kind of fun because I was talking in line with all the other Dean Koontz fans. Yeah, so the line went quickly.
That's a tough name for me to just
right.
yell out.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
But well, you're asking me if you're going to ask me about Pokemon. I mean,
I'm not saying Pokemon.
I know, but I just don't get the whole thing, and but people have got to learn how to relax a little, do they not?
I mean,
My
these people
goodness.
were pretty angry. I've been waiting this line for 20 minutes.
I mean, my wife shows up at the or used
That's
to. Yeah, but still.
I guess 20 minutes is loud.
Tony, is there anything you've waited for before? Tony just pays someone to wait in line for him.
Okay.
I don't know that I really wait in line for anything. I if I have to wait in line like too long, I'll just come back.
Yeah, me too. But except for, I'm going to say one thing I do remember waiting in long lines for when I was a kid, and still maybe today, like the hot dog line at the concession at a ball game.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be like an inning and a half or something. You miss the whole darn game waiting for a hot dog.
You catch one of those lines at the wrong time.
Right. And if you go back later, it's still going to be there, the line. So you end up waiting because that's your only way to get some food. So I would say that might be something.
I've never waited for anything in my life, and that's just because I'm so impatient.
Yes, you are.
And if I sat in a line for 45 minutes, I would just get more angry and impatient. So.
And then when you got to the front of the line, they said, "Sorry,
we're out. Oh,
show's
nuclear.
closed."
Nuclear. What do you mean? I've been waiting in this line for 3 days. All right,
that'll never happen.
So for the Big Five, Dodgers are in town. Padres-Dodgers. We'll preview it next.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hi, this is Jake Cronenworth from the San Diego Padres.
Oh, what a...
Gwynn and Chris, 97.3 The Fan. All guests on the program join us on the SDCCU Fan Hotline. Not Big Bank Banking, it's better. Earlier, Matt Snyder on talking some baseball, getting us ready for tonight's ball game. In case you haven't heard, Padres are playing the Dodgers tonight, first of three, down at Petco Park. Tony Gwynn Jr.
We have quite a few. Let me start this over, Chris.
Okay.
We have quite a bit of views today, and I'm assuming that's with the Dodgers. So if you're new listening to us, thank you. Thank you for showing
Welcome
up.
to it. And
you can go find it on 97.3 The Fan on YouTube or the Odyssey app. You can also go to 97.3thefansd.com, or you can go to @Gwynn and Chris SD on YouTube if you would like to watch.
Let's go back through the trivia question, because I think there's people wondering how we arrived at the answer we did.
I'm still confused.
The winner of the prize was a guy by the name of
Rico.
Rico called in. He said he was a computer engineer.
So you can do some math, I'm sure.
He was able to figure it out. I don't know that the question was that crazy, but Rico was able to stay with it, and he came up with the correct answer, which was 13. So here's how we arrived at that. And maybe if you didn't get it this time, if I tell you how we got to 13, maybe it'll help you if we do this again. But anyway, the trivia was mathletics, and it's a athletics trivia combined with some math skills. Very small, beginner math skills.
You say very small, but it's not.
For you, what? 14 plus 18, is that too tough?
You're not
for you?
understanding that when I get more than 3 numbers in my head, all those numbers become the same.
Well, I can't help you there. All right, so we started with the number of games in Joe DiMaggio's hit streak, and that means that the first number in your head should have been
56.
56, correct. And then we took that number and we divided it by the number of times the Padres beat the Dodgers last year.
Now, I would have had to look this up.
Right, you had to know this. If you did know, the answer was only 4. Padres were just 4-9 against the Dodgers last year.
I knew it wasn't very good because they got swept.
Yeah, it wasn't good. So if you divide 56 by 4, you now have a new number of 14. To that, we added the number of major championships won by the great Jack Nicklaus. Graby's a golf guy. You know how many he won, right?
That's might be the easiest question.
For you,
18.
18. So now we got 14 plus 18, which is where things got tricky for Scraby's math. But 14 plus 18 equals 32. So now we're on 32. The next one was to subtract the number of NBA Finals MVPs from Michael Jordan. If you didn't know that offhand, you may have known at least that the Bulls won 6 titles, and you might have even guessed that Jordan was MVP every time, and he was. So you take 32 and you minus 6, which leaves you at 26, and then the final step was to take half of that, and you'd arrive at the answer, and the answer was 13. So that's how that worked. Maybe next time if we do it again, and I have a feeling we will, because even though Scraby didn't like it, I liked it. And since I get to give out the tickets a lot, I think I might do something like this again. So you should be better prepared next time around.
We're going to hear a man crash his car on freeway trying to add up math in his head.
It's not that. You're making it too difficult.
It's the number of steps that's difficult for me.
Got to hang with them, man. You got to be able to, I think for you, it's not the math difficulty for you. It's the ADHD. You can't stay with it long enough.
Great point. I get lost after the first sentence.
Yeah, you just can't stay with it long enough. That's the problem for you.
That's a good call.
All right. We got Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Tonight we have our guy, Michael King, for the Padres. The lineups are out. Scraby gave him a little earlier, but Fernando's in the leadoff spot. Yeah, let's give it again. It's a big enough game. Fernando trying to snap that. The number is what it is, so I'm going to say it. He's got 210 plate appearances without a home run. That's just unfathomable.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's where it ends. Like first inning tonight, end it. Second in the order was Miguel Andujar. We haven't talked enough about him. Another, but kind of just under the radar signing, right?
Mm-hmm.
By AJ.
It was a kind of a quiet thing.
Yeah, I don't think anybody made any big deal out of Miguel Andujar's signing. Well, maybe they should. He's got a 7.93 OPS, which is second best now. Gavin's passed everybody.
Yes,
but Andujar's hitting 291. He's been doing it mostly on the road. Actually, his batting average is about 100 points higher on the road. But Andujar, he was forced into duty the last couple of games. Manny was able to get a little rest. Andujar looked fine at third base. He's not Manny, but nobody is. So he's been great. Batting third tonight is the National League Player of the Week, Gavin Sheets. What a week he had. 2187 was his OPS. By the way, if you're wondering who was the last Padre to win a Player of the Week award, you want to guess, Scraby? They one guy
I know
was named a Player of the Week last year.
I thought you were. I guess Mason Miller was Player of the Month.
Yeah, we haven't had any other players.
The last player to do this,
Player of the Week for the Padres was last year.
I actually cannot think of it.
Yeah, nor I don't think you would. It was early in the season, and it was some guy named Fernando Tatis Jr.
Did he have 0 home runs?
I doubt it. When he won that, 2024, we had Merrill, Arise, and Cease. 23, Soto, Machado. So it doesn't happen very often.
I guess not.
You don't win a lot of Player of the Week. There's a lot of teams in the league. So.
Let me read this stat about Gavin Sheets real quick because I put it. It's actually from Kevin AC. No other MLB players had a 6-game stretch this season with an OPS of 2.177 or slugging percentage 1.438, as high as what Sheets has put up in the past week. So he's done something that no other player has done so far.
Yeah, it almost felt like when he hit a double yesterday, the pitcher was like, hey, I held him to a double.
That's a great feeling. He's locked in right now.
He's locked in. Manny's batting cleanup, and we know where he's been struggling. Obviously, that average in the 180s is not Machado-like. Xander Bogaerts, he carried a good portion of April. He's been a little bit more, level here in May. Jackson Merrill hit the ball hard yesterday on that double up against the fence. I hope that gets him going.
Yeah.
Castellanos, who's been all you want Castellanos to do is come up with the guys on base. Sitting well over 300 with guys on base. Batting with the bases empty, Castellanos is hitting 106. So he's saving all of his hits for the right time. The struggling Ramon Laureano is batting 8th. He's dropped all the way down, and he should. He's only had 4 hits in the last 40 at-bats, but Tony said he saw some things.
That's good.
Yesterday, and I like when Tony says that.
When Tony says that, we should listen.
So let's see if Laureano can get cranked up a little bit. We need Top Ramon to come back.
Yes, we do.
Rodolfo Duran is catching tonight, coming off of his first career hit, which was a home run on Saturday. We'll give you even the Dodger lineup: Ohtani, Betts, Freeman.
Let me actually do a sounder for them. Okay.
Dodger lineup. There we go. Very good. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Tucker. Can use that again right here. Will Smith. Thank you. Max Muncy, Andy Pajes, Teoscar Hernandez bats 8th. Yikes. And Haesung Kim, number 9. So the stage is set. We'll hear from the Player of the Week and also from the guy whose debut went pretty good yesterday, Lucas Giolito. Sound from the ballpark when Gwynn and Chris continues after traffic.
For the
Over to Sammy Lev and the pregame. Game 7 of that Stanley Cup Series. Montreal on the road at Buffalo. 2-0 Canadians at the end of the first period. Scraby was impressed because they showed a shot of the watch party going on in Montreal in their arena. Obviously, the game's in Buffalo. But there's not an empty seat to be had in that arena in Montreal.
I thought it was I thought it was past video because there were so many people waving their towels.
People are going crazy, and they're not even playing the game there. But hockey's important to the folks up there, and that's fine. And we can remind them that the Stanley Cup has not resided in Canada since Montreal won it in 1993. It's been a while.
That's a long time.
That's right. Canada's not held the Stanley Cup for ages. 2-0 there. Coming up a little bit later, we got Spurs Thunder, game 1 of the West NBA Final Series. We're going to hear from Gavin Sheets. We're going to hear from Lucas. Maybe have time for Lucas Giolito, but definitely Gavin, who's the player of the week. But I wanted to give this one quick thing, and this, I think, encapsulates everything that's happened with the Padres to this point.
Okay.
You dug this out with help, I think, from Kevin Acey, but since April 28th, that is, the Padres were 19-9 on April 27th, okay? So since the morning of April 28th, they played 18 games. Machado is hitting 109 in those 18 games. Tatis is at 190. Merrill is the high guy at 194.
Ugh.
The three of them together are hitting $1.64 in that time span, and their OPS is 480. That's like, honestly, what Freddie Fermin is right now. Okay,
That's
and you're talking about Machado, Merrill, and Tatis over that 18-game stretch. That's how cold they've been. But what's the Padres' record during that time? How about this? 9 wins, 9 losses. That's insane.
So you're staying afloat without any of your stars.
Exactly. They're not doing anything. And the main reason they are right now is because of Gavin Sheets, the player of the week with a 2177 OPS, 625 batting average, 4 home runs, basically 3 game winners. It was just an incredible week for Gavin. He's already had 3 walk-off winning home runs this year. Well, I shouldn't say walk-off. Colorado and Milwaukee, he put them ahead at the top of the 9th, but those were winners, yeah. It's been an incredible ride for Gavin, the player of the week. Here's some of his interview and chit-chat before the game today.
Well, Gavin, congratulations on winning National League Player of the Week. How would you describe getting this honor?
Yeah, it feels great. It was obviously a great week individually, but played really good baseball too against really good teams. And so coming in good form, getting back home is always nice on a long road trip, and the exciting series.
It was a big week. I mean, just some gaudy numbers offensively for you. What would you say has been the biggest key in the last week or so?
Yeah, it's funny. It honestly was just not trying to do too much. Keep things simple. Felt something click in Milwaukee and just kind of ran with it. And, obviously saw results from it. But the biggest thing is when you're struggling, you try to get in there and you try to do extra and do a little bit more and kind of pull back into the opposite. And the results came. So pretty proud of the work. And it was a great week.
You mentioned the home run, or you mentioned Milwaukee. Did you feel like the home run was sort of a launching point for you into what you did the rest of the trip?
Yeah, I think that was just the part of things really clicking. Had some base hits up the middle, which I think were exciting to me, and then that big home run. But it was really selective with pitch as well. I was proud of the way I walked, especially in April. I chased a lot, and so getting back to that and just simplifying and seeing the results was great.
Padres-Dodgers, obviously it's the middle of May, but 2 teams separated by a half game in the division entering today. How do you frame this series?
It's exactly what you want it to be. 2 teams battling for first place. And that's why it's such a good rivalry. That's why it's such a fun series for everybody. It's just because it's 2 really good teams, and you hope that every time you play, it's for first place. And that's the fun part of when we always match up with them, and I expect nothing less.
How do you feel going back and forth between first and left field? Is that something you're more and more comfortable with?
Yeah, more and more comfortable with it. Obviously played a lot of left field last year, so a lot more comfortable out there. So now I feel like I can make that transition a little bit better and kind of honed in first base and feel a lot better at first base now too, that I got a lot of reps there. So, yeah, I'm okay with transitioning back and forth. I think whatever helps the lineup and gets guys in there.
Gavin Sheets has been that kind of guy since he got here. Put me in, coach. And I don't know, he'll bat 7th. He'll bat 5th. He'll bat 3rd.
He'll go wherever you
He
tell
really
him.
will. I mean, you like this. This is an old saying, right? This is kind of a thing. You say he'll run through a wall for you.
He definitely will.
But the fact is, he actually almost did that last
Yes,
year.
he did.
So yeah, Gavin's been incredible, and it's great to see him having this success. Well deserved. Lucas Giolito, pretty good pickup so far. 5 innings and 1 hit. Not a bad way to start as a ground single. I think it was the only hit the Mariners got the whole game yesterday.
It was
actually.
a one-hitter.
They scored 3 runs in the 6th inning on 4 walks and 2 sac flies. You don't see very many 3-run innings without a single hit. But
no, you do not.
That was the only 3 they got yesterday. Lucas Giolito, I think he was pleased to get a good start like that his first time out with the Pods.
Welcome to Petco. How did it feel to get back on a big league mound yesterday in Seattle?
Yeah, it felt good. It's been a long time. I haven't pitched a big league game since September, so just to be back out there felt good. It was solid for the first 5 innings. Unfortunately, kind of fell apart on me there, but a lot to learn from, a lot to work on. Keep going from there.
What was the mentality for you, especially not having a normal spring training going into that?
I treated it like my first start of the year. I had my own kind of personal little 4 outing spring training throughout the minor leagues, which was a very cool experience. That was fun. And I treated it kind of like my first game of the season. I generally try and keep a relatively even-keeled attitude and mindset. I thought that I did a very good job of, staying very locked in through the first 5. And then, unfortunately, I just kind of lost it there in the 6th. But, we got the win. That's what matters most.
This is a rotation that has had some injuries. So to be able to know that you're able to contribute your experience here, what does that mean?
It's good. It's good. I had the Padres right at the top of the list when I went to free agency, and unfortunately, my free agency was very wonky. But to be able to land here and be with some great teammates, guys I've played with in the past, and I know very well, it's really kind of a dream come true. Especially me being from Southern California. It's a fantastic place to play. Great group of guys, and I'm just here to do my job and help this team continue to win.
Were you a little surprised about that, the free agency and what happened?
A little bit. It was interesting because I was in a position where I was well aware of, my stats last year, the underlying stats, the injury I sustained at the end of the year last year. I knew that would be a huge knock on me. And so I went into free agency very open-minded. It's like, hey, shoot some offers our way. Let's see what we can do. And, luckily the Padres were able to come in late there and finally give me something. It's like, all right, let's get to work. So I'm just very happy to be here.
Are you coming in with a chip on your shoulder?
I'd say a chip on my shoulder in the sense that I want to, prove, I guess, to whoever is doubting me that, I'm a very capable big league pitcher, and that, I know what it takes to win and how to navigate lineups. Whether the stuff is feeling good or not feeling good that day. I have a lot of innings under my belt, and I guess I have that kind of veteran label on me now. So I'm pretty well aware of how things work. And the one thing that I really appreciate being here, my first few weeks here, is how much work the staff will put in on your behalf. Working with Ruben and all the guys, we've really been working hard, and I feel that I'm going to get much better here as well, which is only a help for the team.
Lucas Giolito, off the good start. I got a couple of quick Lucas Giolito things that I just discovered.
Very well spoken, by the way.
Yes, he is. First of all, he went to Harvard Westlake High School in Los Angeles. Others, how about Jack Flaherty? How about Max Fried? How about
Scanlon?
But how about, I think Scan went there. I honestly, I don't see him on this list here, and I'm a little wondering because I thought Scan went there. But officially a guy who went there, Pete Crow Armstrong, and he is certainly in the news today.
Yes,
we did not talk about this. We don't have a whole lot of time left, Scraby, but Pete Crow Armstrong needs to go to anger management counseling or something soon, because something bad's gonna happen. I have a bad feeling. I do.
Like when you say bad's gonna happen, what do you think?
Like he may go into the stands and go after
I don't
somebody.
think he would do that.
He would have yesterday. The only thing separating him from that lady was that gate.
The fence, yeah.
The fence in Chicago. He, crashed into the fence trying to make a catch. From the eyewitnesses, the people said the lady kind of ran over while he was lying down and said, "Hey, Pete, you suck."
Yeah, she did. I saw the video.
Okay, that's not nice, but it shouldn't bring a response, the one that we got from Pete Crow Armstrong, which
don't even say it.
I can't. I can't say it, and it should come with a suspension. I'll be honest with you. It really should.
I'm not mad at that.
The Cubs ought to suspend him on their own. I mean, it's some time you got to get Pete Crow Armstrong to understand that you can't act that way. We understand you're a big league ball player. We understand that you're going to get criticized. We understand it's not fun, but you're not the only one. You're right. Manny Machado comes to the plate in L.A. They don't sing, special whispers in his ear. I mean, it's not fun. So it's part of the gig. If you want to play baseball, you're going to be, under that kind of scrutiny. And the fact that PCA keeps reacting to it means that more people are going to keep yelling at him. That's just how that works. So, if I had advice for the Cubs, I'd sit him down. I'd suspend him for a game and say, dude, this can't happen anymore. No excuses. If you want to see what he said, go look it up yourself. But I'm telling you right now, keep your kids out of the room when you look it up. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
The other thing is that
it's not cool.
We talked about it earlier in the year where he said that over the offseason he saw a kid that was trying to emulate him, throwing his stuff. And all that.
The coach kicked the kid out of the game.
Okay, because
the kid said to the coach, "Hey, I saw PCA do it."
Yes.
And that's what, PCA said, "Man, that really hit me."
Yeah. So he said this a couple times and he apologized for this, but how many times can you apologize?
Yesterday was really poor on his behalf. I have one last thing, much more fun and funny about Lucas Giolito, Scraby.
Okay.
As we go to send it on to Sam Levitt. He was born in Santa Monica, California.
No way.
Do you know who else was born there?
I know that you were.
I was, and Torey Lovello,
yes.
And probably a lot of other people. But when we saw this a long time ago, Torey Lovello was on the air, and I know where I was born. I know the hospital there in Santa Monica, and I just out of nowhere hit Torey Lovello with, "Hey, were you born at St. John's Hospital?" And he was like, "What?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yes, I was, but why are you asking?"
Like, what are you asking for,
right.
Stalker?
And so who's going to ask Lucas Giolito? Because he's from Santa Monica. Was he born at the great St. John's Hospital?
I will be putting him on our Friday list this week.
We will have him, I'm sure, at some point. We will find out those kind of important details. All right. For some truly important details, stick around. Sam Levitt's got the Padre pregame show coming up next. Sam will have the whole thing with Giolito and with Gavin Sheets and all the news and notes you need for tonight's game. But it's the 29-18 Dodgers, the 28-18 Padres. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap it all up at 2:00. Looking forward to that. Enjoy the game tonight. We only get 13 of these a year, so don't take them for granted, man. Enjoy. And again, if you're on your way to the ballpark, root for your team. Leave those people in blue alone. Like I said, just feel sorry for them and keep on going. All right, everybody stay out of trouble.
Yes, please.
Have a good night.